Hey, SBG solution-based gang, like, share, subscribe. Say no to rim, brothers, mothers, fear and sell no good suckers. Hype him up, hype him up. Shouts out, Sharoon, Bracy in the waters. Wake up, morning show, salute, big dog, shout out to the lure. PH, Diva, salute, Brownsville, SBG solution-based gang.
Yes, go. Good day, everyone. How are we doing today? Interesting time we are living in. Interesting time, man. Yesterday was one interesting show. Good day, Shadow. How you doing? What's up? Kit is so... I'm gonna just leave it there. I don't know what you was trying to say. Bro, living his girls after, okay? Yes, Foolery Friday do have to step his game up after the last couple of shows. It's just been wild. I agree. It has been wild, but we could always depend on the politics to bring the foolery. More than goddamn, regular social media. What up, SD? It was wild yesterday. But what's going on with y'all? You know how we like to start the day. When I say good day to you, make sure you say back, because I could feel and need that great productive energy. I need y'all smiling. I need y'all heads up, because all that stuff affects everything around you. It's not just you. We got to uplift each other. What is y'all thoughts on this whole Kristi Noem thing? I think it's a very interesting situation. Man, oh man. She's $134 million richer in 8 days of opening a business. That's crazy. What's up, Corinne? That's wild. That's entertaining. She spent about $220 million not to do anything that's going to get rid of immigrants. She didn't do anything to help the world of America. No, she didn't even do it to do a goddamn movie. No, she did it for a 30-second to a 45-second, maybe a whole 60-second commercial. Good day to you, BG. How you doing? Make sure y'all hit that like and the share button. It is crazy. What is going on out here? Was it a movie? How much did it cost to make goddamn a Marvel's movie? I think it was roughly around the same amount of money. I think the same amount of money cost to make a goddamn superhero movie, around $220 million. What's up, Myrene? It's wild. Shit, I need to get a budget. That's just insane. That is just insane. I don't know how. I don't know. I don't know what the MAGA supporters are going to say. I don't know what these Donald Trump supporters are going to say. How y'all going to hold this down too? Is Donald Trump backtracking on immigration now that Kristi Noem is fired? Are we going to actually have some ideas of why we are engaging in, even though nobody want to say it? It was just a military strike. We don't got boots on the ground. But now that Americans are passing away, are we going to call it a war yet? They called it a war on us. Yeah, Beachy downloaded the app again. Ooh, hey. How much I bench press? Yeah. What kind of question is this? I don't bench press, sir. As long as I can lift up a 2-pound iron constructed gunpowder, that's all I mean. That's all I need. Mark Green, he asks, am I laughing over soldiers dying? No, what? I didn't laugh at that at all. I was laughing at a chat. I would like to know, Mark Green, since you want to ask me questions, I answered it. No, I'm not laughing over soldiers dying. A lot of people in my family are military. A lot of people that watch this show is military. Yes, I bench press like SpongeBob, Davey Diggs. So now, Mark Green, I got a question for you. Are you a supporter of the war?
It's that $143 million subcontract went to the husband.
How did that happen? What is going on? Huh, that's interesting. Let me see if Mark Green answer that question. I bet he won't. I bet you won't. Well, let's go into some of the things that is going on in the world today. This is a clip. Let me see what this is going to be. Let's see what this is saying. Let's go, Christy Domes. I know you can do it, Christy. Shout out to Shadow the Titan Voss. Thank you so much, my brother. Yeah, it says Shadow the Titan Voss. $2 says blessed day. Thank you so much. I will open up the chat for you as well, Mark Green. You'll answer it, so answer it. These are a couple of questions I got for you, Mark Green. Are you a Donald Trump supporter? Are you a supporter of this Iranian war? Answer those two questions, sir. Instead of answering the question, I see what you did there. What you did was ask another question. So before I answer yours, please, as a matter of fact, if you don't want to answer my questions, any questions you want asked, Mark, do it in a $2 super chat or more. You want me to answer your question, Mark? Put it in a goddamn super chat, and I'll be gladly to answer all of your questions. It only got to be $2 because I asked you a question first. You said you will answer the question, and I answered your first question. That's what I figured. And this is the problem with a lot of these people. When it's time for them to be held accountable, they don't know how to answer things. And we having this issue with a lot of men lately. A lot of men lately been having this issue of answering questions, very direct questions when you have to be specific. I don't know what's going on with y'all. I don't know. Yes, I'm asking for a handout. You have an issue with me asking for a handout? Because guess what? Christy Nome, she asked for $220 million worth of a handout. And then she also got $134 million worth of handout. So you could miss me with that and try to shame me, sir. It's not going to work. I told you I would answer it. Maybe you too broke to ask the question. All I said, put it in a $2 super chat, sir. If not, you could move along. You could move around. And I will be gladly to answer your questions, but hopefully you can answer mine. It could be pathetic. I don't care. You think that what your words mean something to me?
So it's just a coincidence that $143 million subcontract went to the husband of your press person, also someone that Corey Lewandowski, one of your special government employees, worked with extensively. So that was all a coincidence, right? Because you had no knowledge of this, no involvement.
Media company that
and none of
gets
the people around you had any involvement.
the ability to
So
choose the
taxpayers should just
subcontractors.
assume
We don't
this is
weigh
a
in
coincidence.
on who subcontractors are. There's not a legal process for us to determine what subcontractors are a part of a
Okay,
contract
so can
that
you,
goes out
can
for a
you
competitive
state,
bid.
can you state
And
for the
only career
record,
employees at
excuse me,
DHS were in on the
can you
choosing of
state
those
for the
media
record
contracts.
then that neither you nor Mr. Lewandowski nor your press secretary, married to the husband of the person who got this $143 million
We were not a
contract,
part of the
can you
decision
state for the
making.
record that none of you that I've just described had any role, played any part, made any communication with any government agency that was involved in deciding who would get that contract?
To the best of my knowledge, none of us were involved in deciding who got those contracts
Not
for
in
the media
deciding, but
campaign.
were any of you involved in advocating, communicating, or expressing a
Not to my
preference
knowledge,
in any
Senator,
way
not to
with
my
the government?
knowledge,
Excuse
Senator.
me, let me just finish the question. Were any of you involved in any way in communicating, expressing a preference in any form, manner, verbal, written, with any government agency that was involved in the contracting
The
process?
same process was followed for that contract that is
You're
for
not
all
answering
media
my question.
contracts that have gone forward. To my
Yes
knowledge,
or no?
there was no involvement whatsoever of anybody that is on the political appointee side of this position and that media contract.
It's crazy. 134 million. Where the hell is Corey Lew? How you say his name? Lewandowski. What kind of name is that? What kind of name is that? This is crazy, man. The reason why it's crazy because that is over $100 million of tax paying money that they made sure they people knew exactly, hey, this is how much this contract is. Make sure our people get it, whether it's her husband or Corey, maybe she has an affair. I have no idea. Is it illegal? No. Technically, no. But what is interesting is that that company that got that over $130 million contract, that company was started only 8 days before they got that contract. You ain't blocked. We can see you. We can see you. Please explain to me about that kind of money that's going around. $130 million given to by, that money is taxpayers' money. And that company was only 8 days old. Shout out to Titan Watts. Donation because he can't afford his question. Thank you so much. Clearly, he can't afford his own question. He want to talk ish about money, and he can't afford it. It's insane. Phil James with 199. Did the person fulfill the contract? That was a good question. I believe the person did fulfill the contract. So, it is what it is. Give you, so you came here to beg, sir? That's how it works, right? Instead of answer the questions when the hot seat is on them, boy, I promise you, they cannot answer a question. They cannot answer a question. It is hilarious. $130 million of the taxpayers' money gone. Where is it? For what? A commercial? This is insane. This is some of the reasons why she might have been fired. I don't know. Let's
continue on this line of.
Let's see this one. Let's see our girl, Christy. Let's see how she be working it. Let's see how she be working this damn thing. Go ahead, Christy.
Y'all breaking the law. Are you familiar with a child by the name of Liam Ramos?
I am.
All right. So Liam was at this Dilley facility. And it just so happened that we had put in our 7 days notice and y'all had grabbed him 6 days prior to our visit. So we were able to go and visit Liam. Are you aware of the court order that came down that released Liam from custody?
I am.
And are you aware that the judge said the case has its genesis in an ill-conceived and incompetently implemented government pursuit of daily deportation quotas, apparently even if it requires traumatizing children? This court and others regularly send undocumented people to prison and orders them deported, but do so by proper legal procedures. Are you aware of that?
Yes, and I would disagree with the judge on
I'm
several
sure you
points
would,
in
but can you
there.
tell me whether or not
That
you have a
father-
law degree?
Father chose to.
Can you tell me
have
whether or
Lehman
not you
be
have a
with
law
him.
degree?
If I have what?
A law degree.
No, I do not have a law
Okay,
degree.
and you do understand, because I can go through a bunch of court cases and orders that I disagree with from the Supreme Court, that ultimately, that is the order of the court. That is what you follow, and if you have an issue, you appeal it up, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. The court went on to say, apparent also is the government's ignorance of an American historical document called the Declaration of Independence. 33-year-old Thomas Jefferson enumerated grievances against a would-be authoritarian king over his nascent nation. Among others were, he has sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people. He has excited domestic insurrection among us, for quartering large bodies of armed troops among us. He has kept us among, in times of peace, standing armies without the consent of our legislatures. Are you aware that he wrote that? Do you know that he was writing about ICE that falls under you?
The judge?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. With that, I will yield, but I do have 2 UCs.
Cooked her. Straight up cooked. These are the people that y'all man, your man, Donald Trump, he put her there. She getting cooked. Is she a cheater? I don't know. Is she a thief? I don't know. Did she make sure that 100 mil went to a certain place? I believe so. Did it go to her friends and family? I believe so. She got cooked. What up, Ola? What's up, Natasha? Like, hey, look, this lady getting cooked. I don't know. Hey, politics be hilarious. Let me see. Did anybody see? I got a question for y'all. Did anybody see the $220 million video that she pushed out there? Did y'all see the video? Did y'all see what she spent $220 million on? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all seen the $220 million that she spent taxpayers' money on. Nope. No Ting said, nope, I didn't see it. Would you like to see it? Would you like to see how Kristi Noem spent $220 million of the taxpayers' money? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all want to see it. So we can understand what's going on. $220 million. We got a 1 in the chat. Let's get it together. We got some 1s in the chat. We got someone. Let's see how she spent $220 million. This is crazy. Y'all want to see it? Here you go. Make sure y'all hitting that like and that share button. Appreciate y'all.
Why do I love these wide open spaces?
I don't know.
They remind me of why our forefathers came here.
Okay.
Not just for its beauty, but for the freedom only America provides. I'm Kristi Noem.
Hi,
From the
Kristi.
cowboys who tamed the West, to the titans who built our cities, to the dreamers who chased the impossible.
Nice.
America has always rewarded vision
Hey.
and grit. Our greatness calls people to us for a chance to prosper, to live how they choose, to become part of something special. Anyone who searches for freedom can always find a home here, but that freedom's a precious thing, and we defend it vigorously. You cross the border illegally, we'll find you.
Damn.
Break our laws, we'll punish you. Harm American citizens, there will be consequences. But if you come here the right way, your American dream can be as big as these endless skies. From President Trump and me, welcome home.
Was that $220 million well spent? This is crazy. Is this $220 million well spent? I need to know. This is crazy. Hit the like button if you think that this is not a proper way to spend $220 million of your taxpaying dollars. Hit the like button if you think this is not the proper way to spend $220 million. Mark Green says, yes, this is the proper way to spend $220 million. It got movie budget. It got movies, full-blown 2-hour movies with actual stars, acting stars that don't cost $100 million. That right there costs $220 million. I do not know how any person that is with the MAGA party can excuse this. I don't understand it. Hopefully, Mark can make me understand how this video is worth $220 million. When we got movies that cost less than $100 million. That is crazy to me. The excuses people are willing to give. You said who signed off on it? Let's find out. Let me see if I can find out who signed off on it. No, that's a good question. Let's see if we can find who signed off on it. Who signed on it, Christy? So that's not the only place she spent a bunch of money.
Why do I
Hold on, where's the other one?
love these wide open spaces?
That's not the only place that lady spent some money.
They remind me of why our forefathers came here. Not just
Crazy. $200 million commercial is insane. Let's go to another place where she spent a whole lot of money. This lady just be spending money. And yes, Donald Trump signed off on this thing. I don't know who got 2 jets. Let's find out who got 2 jets. Let's see.
Could you explain this?
Sir, I'm looking at a picture of an interior, looks like a bedroom.
Of an airplane.
Yes, sir.
You're not familiar with that?
These photos are not accurate. If you're referring to the airplanes that the Department of Homeland Security has purchased and are purchasing, we're using them for long-range command and control aircraft that is dictated in statute by Congress for the
So you
Department of
did
Homeland
not
Security to
use
have a plane.
luxury jet with a bedroom in it?
Yeah, we used a 737. I've been on it once, but it is being used by other administration officials, and it is used for command and control flights for the department. The department has found that in purchasing our aircraft, that we will save the taxpayers hundreds of millions of dollars.
Does it have a bedroom in
In
it?
fact, we spent $1.42 billion on ICE deportation flights
Does it have a
last
bedroom
year.
in it?
Believe it's being refurbished and not having a bedroom in it. So it
Put a
is being
photograph of the other
refurbished.
part of the room. What kind of
This,
deportee justifies being flown out of the country in a luxury jet with a bedroom and accommodations like this?
there are aircraft being purchased that will be utilized for executive air travel and for deportations.
Well, your
If you
people
remember
said
in the
that this
past,
was
we
gonna
have
be
used
deportations.
jets of this size and this configuration for deportations in the past. If you remember
In
the,
this configuration, by this
Well,
configuration, you mean
I
with a
didn't see
bedroom
the
and
inside
luxury
of 'em.
accommodations like this,
That
you've
plane-
used for deportations. Is that true?
sir, we have 737s that are being purchased by the department to replace contracts that we have on ICE deportations. That's what they're going to be used for. And in fact, the Coast Guard is the only entity within the Department of Homeland Security that has jets at this point in time. They had two G5s that were 20 to 25 years old
Let me ask
that are
you
being
about
replaced
the
so that they can
response
continue to serve our
from
Coast Guard and our
some
military.
senior
for
administration
years to come.
officials about these aircraft. They've been reported as saying, although they don't want to say publicly this, but individuals described as senior administration officials have described these airplane purchases as the world's worst deal and an abuse of federal funds. Can you tell me what the
Yes.
Republicans on this committee who voted for what I call the billionaires bill that gave you the money to buy these jets knew
Good question.
about your plans to acquire luxury jets when they voted for that money?
Please.
Dollars for these airplanes was appropriated by Congress. In fact, it's mandated from Congress and rules that you've given us that we need to have a long-range command and control aircraft that will seat up to 17 people in the Department of Homeland Security for national security purposes. We are complying with the law. Those planes are being refurbished and will be utilized
we'll
for that,
see.
and they'll be
Two
utilized
quick questions
by
in my
members of
last
the
minute, if you don't
administration and
mind.
other components.
First,
They will also cut our costs, sir,
first, in my last
by
minute,
almost
if you don't mind.
40%. We are
She does
saving the
mind, clearly.
taxpayer 40% by purchasing our own aircraft
May I
and
have a
operating
minute?
them rather than being susceptible to the contracts that they have today.
May I have an extra 2 minutes to fill in the
How filibuster. Crazy. How can this is insane. How much money this woman is spending in our taxpayer money. $220 million on a 60-second commercial with her starring in it. We could have had a better Marvel movie than that. We could have had a whole half a Spider-Man movie with that or something. I don't know. We could have had a Punisher movie with $100 million. And we could have got some money back for it. That's crazy. $130 million was given to her maybe affair, her ex-lover, her new lover. I don't know what's going on. But somehow somebody that's very close to her would seem like they are cozying up allegedly. They got a $130 million contract with only this business only been open for 8 days. And then also they bought an airplane that's supposed to be flying DHS agents back and forth, and it has a bed in it. Ain't saying this money law. I don't know. That's alleged. I don't know. This is crazy. And there's people still trying to make excuses for this stuff too. That's the crazy part about it. That is the crazy part about it. Let's see. She did also speak with Cory Booker. This story is wild, man. We have some real issues out here going on. Like, and this is just one person in his cabinet. Imagine
when you detain an American citizen, how long do they last?
We don't detain American citizens, and if there's
well,
probable cause.
Let me give you, because you are not speaking truthfully under oath. Isaiah Pena Salcedo, a U.S. citizen living in California, was detained more than 70 hours, almost 3 days, even after he showed ICE agents his passport. Are you aware of your officers' activities at our public schools?
Sir, we don't go into schools and do targeted law enforcement operations. We do targeted law enforcement operations like other agencies
So you're
and law
telling me that
enforcement
ICE
do.
officers entered the grounds of a high school in Minneapolis? That's a fact. Elementary school children in New Jersey are terrified of your agents. When they came upon a school bus stop, they fled. Secretary Noem, these are kids. This is a reckless and out of control agency that you are responsible for. You seem to have no situational awareness whatsoever of some of the most egregious examples of Americans being completely attacked, violated, undermined in accordance with our laws by their own government. And this is what is phenomenal to me, is immigration was your president's #1 issue. Overwhelmingly popular with the American people, but now it's overwhelmingly unpopular. And it's not because you are deporting dangerous people that everybody here wants out of our country. No, it's because you're going into our schools. You're terrorizing our children. You're detaining children. You're arresting Americans. You're breaking into our homes. You're terrorizing our streets. You're violating our rights to peacefully protest again and again and again.
None of
and then
that
when a
is true.
court tells you
None
to
of
stop,
that is true.
and then when a court
You are
tells you
trying
to stop,
to impede
you
us
violate
from enforcing
judges'
the law
orders. Not in
and
a
getting
partisan
dangerous
way,
criminals off of our streets,
Republican-appointed and
so we don't have more
Democratic-appointed.
families like the ones that are
Don't
sitting
sit
behind
there
me.
and tell me that
Lost
you are
their children. They're
responsible
gone forever.
for the running of your agency when you're not even aware. Either you are utterly incompetent or you are violating laws with impunity. You should step down from your position. If you don't, you should be removed by this president. And if not, Congress should impeach you.
Yeah, I appreciate the encouragement.
That's some real. Hey, shout out to Corey. That's some real smoke for that ass. Now, this is just one person. That's just one person that he chose. We could only imagine who else is doing some things like this. She's the one that got caught. Ooh wee. This is wild, man. Just crazy. Let's see. Let's check this. Somebody just sent me this. Let's see if this is worth watching. I'm not sure. I did not watch this yet. Let's see what this one is all about. Let's see what this one is about. I ain't watched this one yet. Let's check it out. Let's check it out together.
But look, she will go down as the worst Secretary of Homeland Security since the creation of it after 9/11. I mean, she literally took the president's core issue on immigration, which he was polling at 60% in September, and got that down to 39%. She exceeded all expectations on doing that by, having 2 Americans shot, one in the face and one in the back under her leadership. They had to bring in Tom Homan and leave Minnesota as a result of her actions. I'm a former emergency management director for the state of Florida. She has completely destroyed FEMA, gutted that agency. She didn't make it faster. She didn't reform it. She didn't make it better. She made it absolutely solitary worse. And the level of corruption that I think we're going to find out when Democrats eventually take back the House and look into this is going to be staggering of the stuff that went on over there. So look, I think the country wanted a national divorce from her on biblical grounds, and the president is giving that to us. I'm glad he found his old apprentice self, by the way, and decided to fire someone.
All right. So
they be having jokes. They be absolutely having jokes. Crazy and wild. I got, hold on. Somebody sent me one more. Hold on 1 second. And I'm about to bring somebody up. Hold on. This is crazy. Okay, let me see what this one is. This is insane. Okay. All right, hold on. Let's see what this man is talking about. Let's go. This is crazy. Let's see what our man's is talking about. I know Mark loved this guy. I know Mark absolutely loved this guy right here. Don't you, Mark? Mark, don't you love the? Don't worry, Mark. We will drop the link for you, Mark, if you want to. You want to come have a conversation, Mark? Let me know, Mark. I don't know why Mark think he's blocked. Nobody cares enough about you, Mark, for you to be blocked. Let's see what Donald Trump had to say before we bring in our guests.
Many countries opened up their prisons and dropped them into the United States. Those are the people who are getting out.
Damn.
And we have a lot of heart. They said, you got to lighten up on this. We have a lot of heart for people. They came in illegally, but they're good people, and they're working now on farms, and they're working in luncheonettes and hotels. And all.
Excuse me?
And we're not.
Excuse me? Did I just hear that right? Did I just hear that right? He said he wanted to lighten up on people that came here illegally because those are good people. They are working. Hold on. Hold on, Victorious One. I know I didn't hear what I just heard. I know.
We're looking to get the criminals out right now.
Okay.
The criminals. And I think it's very important. I mean, every once in a while you see a story, we take somebody. He should be out because they came in illegally. So in theory, they should be. But we're focused on the murderers.
Wow.
The drug dealers.
Okay.
The mentally insane. We have a lot of mentally insane killers. I mean, you can't even talk to them. It'd be nice if you could have a little reason, but you can't even reason. These are seriously ill people. You have a couple of countries where they were loaded up. Their mental institutions and insane asylums were loaded to the gills. They couldn't get. They're empty now.
Wow.
But they're filling up because we're bringing them all back. We know where they came from. And every country accepts them. You know, under Biden, they wouldn't take, they had so little respect that they'd bring them there. And they wouldn't take them. They said, get the hell out of here. They would be bringing a plane in to land in a country. Those many countries opened up their prisons and dropped them into the United States. Those are the people who are getting out. And we have a lot of heart. They said, you got to lighten up on this.
Okay.
We have a lot of heart for people. They came in illegally, but they're good people, and they're working now on farms, and they're working in luncheonettes and hotels.
Wow.
And we're looking to get the criminals out right.
Wow. That is a big change in heart. What is yo? This is insane. How can y'all still? We want to see and speak and communicate with the Donald Trump supporters. Hey, do you support that as well? Because I remember when he was talking, y'all was man. I don't understand how is this. What is this? Welcome to the show. Good day. Welcome to the show. Brownsville, New York. Good day, sir. How you doing?
Yo, peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. First and foremost, Cuzzo, can you hear me? Am I coming through clear?
Yes, I can hear you very clear.
Yeah, man. Let me take my shoes off before I walk into your room. Peace and love to all the beautiful queens in the chat, man. Anya Bracy, the SBG First Lady, Robin M, DB, Shiesty Bum, Bomb Cherry, Juice, Rogue C, It's Me, Dr. G, Sexy Red TV, the Supreme Goddess, PH Diva, Conversations with MJ, Miss Jalen, Genesis, the Voice of Venus, the Verbal Assassin, Zero Tolerance, Victorious One, Dawn, Keisha G, Renee, the Real Prism, Reese, Beachy, All the queens, man. Natasha, Vincent, the Real Prism, Elite Belzo, all the queens, man. I won't forget about none of the queens every time I hit this platform. Corinne Mackey. I won't forget about none of the queens, man. Every time I hit this platform, I'ma lift y'all up, give y'all flowers, and show these men, show these knuckleheads how they should be treating the ladies, the queens, and the women on the internet, man. And peace and love to the kings as well. Can't forget about the kings. You know, Cuzzo, this is a interesting conversation. So let me get this straight, right? You got Kristi Kreme Noel. She's being accused of mismanaging ICE agents all across this country, right? She's also being accused of mismanaging or misappropriating hundreds of $millions of federal funds. And then she's also being accused of an extramarital affair. Did I get that right?
You got that 100% right.
So, Cuzzo, that's what we call the trifecta of degeneracy, right? Not to mention that she was appointed by the pedo-in-chief. So my question is, where are the conservative black men? How come you, Cuzzo, how come you're the only one who have enough courage to speak about degeneracy when it comes to white people, right? We hear about the black culture being trash. We always hear about, you know, our black queens like Jasmine Crockett, very intelligent, highly educated, very articulate. She's always the one getting disrespected and neglected by these black men. They're making shows about her, dancing on her political grave, and all these different kind of things, right? But where's the smoke when we see real degeneracy going on in white culture, right? I want to hear from BMU, Black Man Unfiltered, right? Where are you, my brother? Because you was a staunch supporter of the pedo-in-chief. You supported Kristi Kreme Noel. You supported all these agendas, but now they're falling flat. We don't hear you. We don't see you. Where is Otis Who Network, right? Another brother who's supporting the pedo-in-chief in his agenda. Where are you? Where is your vice president, Cuzzo? The Man Williams, right? We know he's a big supporter of the pedo-in-chief and his public policies. Listen, man, I'm tired of us always having conversations where these guys get to come up here and tell us that black women don't want to be protected and we need to stop talking about protecting, right? They want to come up here and they want to shame, blame, and explain why black women are the problem, right? But then when you have a show pointing out the degeneracy of white women, pointing out the degeneracy within the white people in our government, having shows about the Epstein files, these brothers are nowhere to be found. They don't want to speak on the topic. Cuzzo, you know what I call that? Hypocrisy. Peace and love, man. Go on with your show, and I'm gonna wait for these conservative black brothers to criticize the degeneracy that's going on in this white culture. Peace and love.
Let's go. We got one black conservative ready. Shout out to Keep It and Funkin' in Real Life. What it do? Good to see you. Welcome to the show. Look, there you go. Shout out.
Sorry, I had a bad signal. What's up? So, Groundsford, you had some questions? What's up?
Well, my brother, I didn't mention your name, but we can throw you in there too because we know
my hat's in there. So what's up?
You asked me a question, right? So give me some moment to respond, right? So you were also a staunch supporter of the pedo-in-chief, right? You were also a staunch supporter of Kristi Kreme Noel. So now that she's been accused of mismanaging ICE agents all across this country, misappropriating hundreds of $millions of federal funds, and the extramarital affair, the trifecta of degeneracy, let alone she was appointed by the pedo in chief. What is your commentary on this? Peace and love.
What? Oh, yeah. So I don't know that title for president. So that's new to me. I got to catch up on that. But in regards to Kristi Noem, which is the subject matter, she's absolutely out of pocket. For one, she counteracted fiscal conservatism because clearly she wasted money. Anybody who knows fraud understands that if you opened a business 8 days before business actually came, no, you're dead. Like, there's shady work right there, and there needs to be an actual congressional investigation, which is happening. So she was terminated by the commander-in-chief, right? Because of the list of things you just named. So yeah, that's a dead shot. In regards to the affair, I'm pretty sure most people, I'm not gonna say everybody because that's rude. I'm pretty sure most people in politics, because power and corruption, are having some kind of affair somewhere. I don't care how smart or talented you are. It's just the kind of degenerate game that they play. So I'm not surprised that that's come up. I'm also not going to say she's a conservative. Look, conservatives have affairs, even though they're not supposed to. Just because you're supposed to be a conservative doesn't mean you're a good one. And finally, yeah, unfortunately, we did just lose a really good congressperson, but there's nothing we can really do about that. So, you know.
Also, let me shout out to the cat chat. Let me shout out to the cat chat. Is white pedestalization a part of black conservatism?
Not necessarily.
Shit.
Not necessarily. Ironically, the bulk of conservatives are white, and because we agree with the ideology does not mean that we are pedestalizing those people. We're pedestalizing those agendas, because those agendas are beneficial to not just us, but the country as a whole.
Josh, that's cat, bro.
Get that big cat.
Hey, you asked the question, I answered it.
It's big cat. Hey, look, when we was having the conversations that black women are least protected, you know, the first thing they went to, we got all these aggressive this and aggressive that, and they be jumping up and doing this, and then we got this woman here, and hey, no, you know, some cheat, some don't, you know, they normally really nice. Get that, and you know, boy, you're such a silly ass out, boy. Who you think you is? Go ahead, Kulu,
Yeah.
get him.
Yeah, this shit is crazy, man. Like, I remember Josh, BMU, Edaman, all the MAGA, when the Somali fraud was happening, right? They was all on the Democrats, all on the Somali fraud. But when this happens, y'all quiet. Crickets. Y'all don't have the same energy for when it's y'all side, but when it's the Democratic side, now all of a sudden, you know, y'all want to go hardcore. And it's like, nah, bro, like she wasted $143 million on a company that was created, what, 11 to 8 days prior to them getting the contract for that bullshit ass ad? Like, come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, let's be real here, man. And then it's like, y'all have double standards, bro. Like, y'all take it so hard on our side, or on my side, but when it's y'all side doing worse shit, y'all don't have nothing to say. Y'all try, oh man, I didn't see it. Oh man, I didn't know about it. You know what I mean? Oh man, everybody does it. No, man. Name me the affair that Kamala was having while she was vice president. Name me the affair that Biden was happening when he was like president. And you can't name it, Josh. Like, you can't name it, man.
It's a shame. And also for anybody, I'm not sure if Uncle Logic is still in the building, but the link is pinned to the top. And just in case you still need it, I'm going to drop it again. Also, Josh, did you hear what Kulu said? It is your time. You're the representative of the black male conservative.
Kulu, I missed that last piece. What'd you say?
Because you said that everybody's having affairs once they get in power, but I don't recall Kamala's affair while she was vice president or Biden's affair.
So first of all, we don't know nothing about what happened with Kamala behind closed doors. So we're not even
personal or through contaminated water
bro,
or food.
Is there wasn't even a rumor?
Getting back in the truck.
Is there wasn't even a rumor, bro? Like there wasn't even a rumor about it.
because
But you
I
have
don't
one
know
with
that for a
Trump.
fact.
But
I'm
you
no
have one with
real
Trump.
point on that. I'm assuming,
According to Bloomberg,
I'm assuming that she didn't just because, you know, I don't like making that assumption unless something's been proved. Can you hear
Or
me?
what about the? Yeah, but what
Hold
about the
on.
Republican? No, we can't hear you.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, but
But
you didn't say nothing about the Republican congressman in Texas that had an affair with a staffer that was asking for nudes, and then she burned herself alive. Like y'all had nothing. Like y'all's party is doing worse stuff than y'all claim we're doing, and y'all do not hold them to the same fire, man. If that was a Democrat, bro, y'all would have ran it through the media 10 times over, bro.
Sir, first and foremost, when Paxton was first accused of his affair, it was conservatives who ran him through the ringer. And we actually tried to investigate it thoroughly in order to see where the validation was, because that's how it should be handled. Accusations are not enough to nail somebody to a cross. Hold on. And because of that, we took the time to actually find out. And we found out that the affair isn't exactly what it was presented to be. So, with that being said, again, when we're talking about Nome, she's out of pocket on literally every conservative level.
But then cook her ass then. Why you don't cook her ass the same way how you was cooking black women yesterday? Cook her ass then. Why y'all have an issue with just putting that? Don't just say, oh, well, yeah, she should be held accountable. Then that's it. No. We need you to turn the flame up, because for some reason, about Jasmine Crockett, the flame would have been up high. It'd have been on how you'd have burnt it. You'd have said, oh, you'd have been talking about her hair. You'd have talking about how she's all educated, but she had ghetto. You'd have said everything that is the stereotype of a black woman in the book. Every last one of them. Welcome to the show.
One of those two things.
Welcome to the show, Supreme Vaginal Vessel. Good day to you. How you doing? I got two more people in the back. I'm about to bring y'all up shortly. What's up with you? Good day to you. What's your thoughts?
Well, you know, Josh was raised by white people. So really. So he's been socialized, you know, as a white person. He said before that they really didn't expose him to anything about blackness or black people. Like, this man didn't even know the Negro National Anthem.
Damn. He learned his blackness from us.
It's not surprising that his political views would be in line with white people.
Damn.
But there is, just so you know, Josh, a long-standing empirical relationship between political conservatism and racism. Just FYI.
All right, and before you answer that, Josh, let me bring up some people. I believe this is their first time here on the show. I'm not sure. Welcome to the show, Cypher.
Hey, how's it going?
Everything's well. How you doing? What is your thoughts?
I actually just joined. Someone sent a link to me saying that I should join here. What is the topic?
Okay, perfect. Also, we have the average female debater as well. Good day to you. How you doing?
Hello, sir. Good. Yourself?
I'm doing well. Is this your first time here as well?
No, I've been here before with the powdered Dusty.
Okay, got you. And so I could trust. Have you ever know Cypher as well?
Yeah, Cypher's cool.
Okay, so all right. So we having a conversation about Kristi Noem and all these all the people that are in support of MAGA, all the people that was in support of dragging all the fraud that was going on in America, in in Minnesota, and how they was dragging that whole situation. We want to know, do y'all have that same smoke for Kristi Noem and what is going on in today? Also with Donald Trump flip-flopping, saying that the illegals is okay as long as they working in farms and they are working in hotels. We want to know.
Well, Cypher was first. Cypher, do you want to go first? If not, I'll go.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, my stance on immigration, illegal and otherwise, I believe we need to dramatically reduce the amount of immigration that we have. I believe that anyone that's here in this country that illegally should be removed from this country. And I don't believe that having cheap labor, which is really just a euphemism for modern day slave labor, is really an acceptable excuse for keeping them here. So that's my general stance on immigration. I also, it needs to be much better qualified in terms of people actually gaining legal entry to our country. I think, first of all, I'm of the opinion that the 19th Amendment needs to be repealed and replaced with better qualifications for people who have the right to vote. And I would extend the same level of qualifications for people having to enter the country. Like you need to be a certain caliber of person to be here. That being said, when you're talking about Kristi Noem, I mean, my understanding is that she's essentially been relegated to a almost ceremonial role and demoted from the head of DHS, which is fine. That's Trump's prerogative to make those kinds of changes to his cabinet. You did kind of imply that there's been some type of fraud at play, and I frankly have been busy for the last couple days, so I'm not quite aware of those allegations, but I'm welcome to hearing them and evaluating. Anyway, that's how I feel about those things.
Okay. Average female debater?
Thank
Not
you.
the same as
Okay.
slave labor. I just wanted to make that point of clarification.
I said modern slave labor, but yeah.
Yeah, still, it's not the same. And we're not going to equate the two. But go
Oh,
ahead.
I will do whatever I want, but
No, you won't. Because
can
you'll
try
get
to
the
tone
fuck up
police
out of
me.
here, bitch.
Okay,
You stinking
bitch.
ass white bitch. You will
Okay.
get the fuck
Here
up
we
out of
go.
here. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
The immediate tone policing over calling modern day slavery what it is, it's exploitable labor, is ridiculous.
And that's not what slavery was, right? There was a lot more that went along with
Listen
slavery
to the
than
words.
just
Did
them
I say
exploiting their
modern
labor.
day slavery?
Again, you stinking ass white bitch.
Listen, here you go,
Up out of here.
know what
And you're in the process of
talking
getting
to
the
right
fuck up
now.
out of here right now, you stinking ass bitch.
Okay, listen, Jungle Juice. The only person
Right.
standing here
Snow
is
Roach.
you
You
and your
in
dumbass.
the process of getting your
like
funky
you
ass
have
up
a
out of
position
here.
to police
Thank
my
you.
language.
Thank you,
Listen,
bitch.
modern
You're on
day
the way.
slavery. I know
Snow
you have an
Roach.
IQ and you're
Snow
incapable of
Roach. You're about
comprehending
to
All right,
get
all right,
out
all
of
right.
here.
Okay. With that, hold on. Okay, hold on.
Bye,
I
Snow
don't need.
Roach.
I don't need.
Look
I
out,
don't
just
need. Hold
Ron.
on.
You
I
will.
don't need. Hold on, y'all. Hold
Bye,
on.
Snow Roach.
Hold on. I don't need the racial slurs because I do not. I want my channel to stay up. If y'all want to have your argument, whatever the case is, fine. But let's maintain my channel, please.
Okay, well, I just sent it anyway, so go ahead.
You good there? All right.
Hey, that got a bit heated, Sharon. I did not expect that to happen. All right.
All right. So go ahead. Average female debater.
Thank you. Yeah, so effectively, for sure. I mean, she's been put to the special envoy for the Shield of the Americas. I'm not even sure what that role entails. I think it's rather telling that as a PR stunt with respect to the government to, take some kind of ownership, presumably for the 2 unalivements that have occurred in Minnesota, which is a tragedy, but nonetheless predictable in my opinion, particularly in one case based on what had occurred. In terms of her as a person, I mean, there was a lot of jokes about G.I. Joe Barbie. I mean, she definitely lived up to certain things, but I think ultimately the Department of DHS's head is a difficult role and one that will ultimately involve some blame if the tactics that the administration has employed so far in Trump's second term continue. And I don't necessarily think that's the tactics are a bad thing. I just think it's inevitable that the department head might face some kind of public scrutiny, which will amount to something like what just happened.
They can never address the fraud, man. Either they haven't seen it, they can never address the fraud. But when it's a Somali, they know everything about it.
Clearly don't do that.
$143 million spent on a
Sir,
60-second
don't do
ad.
that. $142 million and $8.9 billion So hold up. We're not gonna do that, sir. We're F around Friday today.
It's still fraud, whether it's billions or millions, bro.
No, those are not the same. You cannot equate them. All fraud, yeah, you're right though. All fraud should be disparate. Okay, fine.
Are the new guests still going? Or
Because it's the same, bro. It is literally 18 times. What are you talking about, homie?
Nah, so for the new guests that don't know, we do have a bounty system.
It's just like the fraud that we're facing in City Hall right now in Dallas. Same situation.
Can you hear Shadow? Maybe you on a delay. Okay. So we do have a bounty. So Cypher, you got a bounty. You want to speak your mind before the bounty's up. It is $20 to drop somebody.
Can you hear me?
So you got a few minutes, a few seconds to say what you got to say, Cypher, before you get dropped, unless you got $20 or somebody in the chat wants to spend $20 to bring you back. Go ahead, Cypher.
I appreciate
Slap the taste out of your mouth. I'd like to see it.
It says, Snow Roach. God damn. So it's $20 to bring Cypher back. If y'all want to hear her keep on with her commentary and her thoughts on everything, it's $20 to bring back with us. Cash App.
Oh, Sharon, Cypher's a man.
Oh, sorry about that.
Not for real.
Sorry
That's
about
okay.
that, Cypher. I apologize.
He must be a
That's okay.
eunuch. That must be a eunuch if it's a man.
was she born a man?
We're not going to get into that neither. No, we're not. Average female debater said she knows the person. No,
I know Cypher is very much a man. I've seen Cypher on camera.
But it seems
Cypher
The voice kind of. Anyway,
we're not going to be concerned about
Kinda.
the person's voice and all that other stuff, right? All right, go ahead, Brownsville.
I mean, it is kind of ironic, right? That whenever we get these white guests up on your show to speak about the degeneracy going on in their culture, they never want to speak on it. They don't have any opinions. I was going away from my desk for 2 days and things of that nature, right? But these are the same people who will criticize an accomplished woman like Jasmine Crockett, right? Who has a law degree, very articulate, very intelligent. And Kristi Noem, let's keep it real, right? Kristi Noem is a DEI hire, right? This is a woman who dropped out of college, right, to take care of her daddy's farm. This is a woman who doesn't have a tenth of the intelligence that Jasmine Crockett has, but yet she's been elevated to different important positions because she is white, right? DEI, right? Diversity, equity, and inclusion, right? But you never hear our white guests speak out against those type of DEI hires. I wonder why, right? She's being accused of having extramarital affairs. That's not very conservative. She's being accused of misappropriating hundreds of millions of federal funds. That's not very conservative. So I'm trying to understand the disconnect or the hypocrisy of why our white guests refuse to speak on the degeneracy that is taking over the white culture, right? Let alone they scared to death to speak on the Epstein files, right? Because now you got to condemn the pedo in chief, right? They don't want to have those conversations. And it's kind of nauseating at this point, right? Cuzzo, you need to ask them the tough questions, right? Why is it so pervasive in white culture to support pedophilia?
Sir,
that's a question I want them to answer. Peace and love.
Sir, I would like to encounter. Oh.
Yeah, you got an average female debater. You and Shadow are our white folks that are here today, so we have the floor.
Nigga.
Wait, which side am I being put on?
Hey, y'all, hold on. We're not sure. Hey, y'all, we're not sure.
Okay,
What side of the fence you
I'm
are
still being
playing
drafted.
today? We gonna wait to see. We gonna let you talk, AR. We gonna see what side of fits you are. You on your black side or your white side? We gonna find out. But average female debater, hold on, y'all. Average female debater, you can answer it, and then we got Shadow, and then we gonna find out what side AR is on. Go ahead.
Yeah, so first off, I'd like to address the comparative analysis that was made between obviously Jasmine Crockett, representative of the House, and also Secretary Kristi Noem. First off, I'm sure that everybody has seen, number one, Crockett's outburst in chambers the other day, which was rather concerning, but I don't really care about that as much as I do about the fact that she has also reportedly had cards removed a quote unquote white girl reporter from a rally, which was interesting. Kristi Noem is no saint either. I mean, look, she unalived her dog, which is horrible. To my knowledge, she has not been actually charged or convicted with any kind of criminal offense, whether up to summary judgment or beyond. In terms of the e-files, I mean, look, there's a lot of horrible players at hand there. Anybody, in my opinion, who is found to be guilty for the e-files should be, number one, if they are a member of public office who needs to be impeached. And number two, put behind bars, and they should never see a day of sunlight. Again, that is a deplorable act, which should be condemned at every point in time. That is my take on it.
Yeah, but you didn't mention comparing their educational record, right? Which what I did, right? We understand Jasmine Crockett has a law degree, very accomplished woman, right? Had to work hard to get to the position in life that she got to, right? But Kristi Noem was a person who was able to drop out of college to take care of her father's farm and then still exercise white privilege and DEI, which y'all are staunchly against, right? Apparently, that's what I hear y'all say all the time. It's just very hypocritical. And then you want to, you don't even want to say Epstein's name, right? Which kind of shows that you agree with what I'm saying when I say in white culture, y'all, for some reason, are totally fine with pedo behavior, right? Because y'all don't even want the full Epstein files to be unredacted, right? So we can see all the misconduct, all the harm that was caused to the white babies, the white kids that y'all supposedly love, right? I mean, I'm trying to understand if y'all are against degeneracy or for degeneracy. And it seems to me like y'all are definitely for degeneracy, and even worse.
So let me
don't have a problem with harming babies and kids.
It's part of their culture. It's part of their culture.
Again, that's putting words in my mouth. Okay, let me respond. Number one, on the education thing, right? Education doesn't mean SHIT as far as I'm concerned. Like, you could be a lawyer, you could be a judge, you can still do unethical things. It really doesn't mean anything. Like, sure, there is a certain amount of regulatory requirements. Like, I have a law degree myself, and I am bound by certain, professional obligations, but that doesn't effectively mean that I can't do immoral things. It's not a bar to that. In terms of why I didn't say the full name, I'm not sure if it's against TOS. I don't mind saying Epstein files if that's something that I can say on here. I'm fine to say that. I just don't want to, affect Sharon. In terms of whether or not that's part of the culture, not in my knowledge, it isn't. I guess there's certain perverse amounts of white people that might be into that, but that's not part of our culture. It's not something I was even familiar with to the extent that they had done it until I saw the Epstein files. So, and I don't really find white babies to be anything of specific priority. I think in a birth rate crisis, all babies are important. And as a Orthodox Christian, all babies are to be loved and a gift from God. And so I would not discriminate on that at all.
It's part of their culture. Ancient Rome and Greece is considered high culture to them. And that's where it was. It was rampant. If you look up what being a mentor is, you'll see it there. That's why Cupid is a baby being concerned about love between a man and a woman, right? It's pervasive throughout their culture.
PH, where is the evidence of that? Where's the statistics that back that up? Because this is news to me.
Oh, well, shit. I thought he gave the statistics about how 77% of those types of crimes are committed by y'all. And a lot of times it's even the children's father.
Okay.
What's his name? Brian Tebow? Is Tim Tebow? He was just testifying again about it and how don't nobody want to talk about this. Literally this past week, he was just testifying about the same issue and how people trying to sweep it under the rug. But there's a crisis in these white homes with regard to the children being touched up and abused.
Okay, so assuming that's true, that's one case. Can you demonstrate that there's a statistical trend with respect to that occurring in the white population?
I just gave you the statistics. 77% of those percent indicates statistic, love. So 77% of those crimes are committed by white males.
PhD, but you need to provide me with a source.
But young lady, if you go to the FBI,
right, where do we get any other crime statistic? Any other crime statistic, they know just where to freaking go. But when you start talking about they dirty laundry, now we got to point them to the right address.
Have we talked before?
Ma'am,
hold on, let them finish the
database that you all are the perpetrators in those type of sex crimes in your inner family and inner what's the nice way, delicate is saying this, in your own homes. It's you all. Like it says specifically which demographic group of people are most probably to commit those crimes and have committed those crimes, and you all by far have surpassed us in type of sexual inappropriate behavior amongst children and family members. Ancestral, that's what I was looking for. Ancestral sex crimes. That is there on the FBI database. You cannot refute that, honey. The FBI is not systematically targeting anybody. They put specific races, what their charges are, what they're most likely to do, and what they have done. All that's there. So if you want to know where to go do it, FBI.gov. All right, that's what stats are.
Thank you, Beachy. Yeah, no, I do contend with the fact that there is a large majority of PDF issues that are pertaining to white men, primarily because the majority of the white male population in the United States is, the male population, my apologies, is made up of white men. There is a statistical skew that needs to be acknowledged if we are to kind of take a look at those statistics, because there is a population majority of a specific demographic. Is that something you acknowledge in your statement, or?
That made absolutely no sense. Could you clarify what you mean? And then after that, can you get back on what that birth rate crisis little thing you threw out there and elaborate? But you didn't make any sense of what you're asking. You're like I said,
FBI population differences, the difference in the size of the populations of Black people and white people, right? But the thing when they do those statistics, they do them is, however many per whatever. And so in that way, they're able to equate the groups. So they've already taken that into
per capita is there, man. I think she wants to say per capita because, that's what they go to when they don't have the word to say. So we can just say per capita, honey, it's there. I don't know why you're trying to tiptoe out of that, because we have our things that that do happen, and we understand, we guilty for that, but your dirt is your dirt. And I don't know what's the problem with just saying, yes, there is an issue within our own community. That's something, it's been like that for the longest time. I understand. Like, it's like, why can't you just say, yes? Like, it doesn't mean that you're that person or that you do it, but you cannot undo what has been done and what is in the books. Just like Diva said, going back way before back then, none of us can undo wrong. We can't unwrong wrong. Rome was Rome, and Rome did what Rome did. Pompeii and etc. I digress.
Yeah, okay. No, I never.
Before you go, Average, let me just read the Cash App. It says, "Why does compassionate Black people rub white people wrong?" Interesting. And also, Axe Shadow, if he put raisins in his potato salad, you don't have to.
I'm gonna finish it. Hey, I'm finna finish sending you money because I'm gonna cuss that nigga out.
And you sitting there looking like you waiting on the answer.
All right, so I just wanted to make sure that the cash ask was honored. Get average female debater. We also will bring Cypher in as well. So Cypher, he can be a part of the conversation as well. Go ahead, average female debater.
Thank you, Sharon, sir. Yeah, so basically, yes, I was asking whether or not Beachy is incorporating the overall statistics of men in the United States versus men that are white in her analysis of the issue. Again, like, I'm not here to deny that issues have occurred or that they were horrible, horrendous, and something that's deplorable. I mean, any kind of act of PDF or IPV is horrendous, and I don't think it should be supported in any way, right? I'm just asking, because I'm a debater by heart, whether or not you accounted for the statistical skewing of the population being a majority white in terms of men in the United States of America. That was all I was asking.
And that's fine that you asked, but also Beachy, she put it out there. It's not only just because the majority, but also per capita. Still, regardless of y'all being a majority or not, still regardless, 77% of those crimes is committed by a certain group of people, and that group of people is your people. So, and the same way how we've been hearing for years for the Black conservative side, all conservatives all together, right? Let me just say conservative all together, that, you know, Black people gotta be held accountable for our crimes and deletion rates and all those type of things, right? And just be honest about the information that we see. And so now this is one of the information that we see that is a part of the FBI, that these are people that got arrested and convicted for these things at a 77% clip. Is a certain group of people. Why we can't talk about. Also, fraud is very high, and Chrissy Nome is shown improving with over $220 million for a 60-second commercial. We got Hollywood movies that cost less than $100 million. Somehow, for a 60-second commercial, she figured out a way to spend $220 million. You know what I'm saying? So we just want to have that.
Those elite crimes, those are also on that database, more likely to committed by them for obvious reasons. Those elite criminal crimes, that's their people thing, and they are leading in that. We in there too, but they are by far surpassing in those which will be called elite collar crimes. Okay,
white collar crimes.
Scamming. Well, they actually call it elite, not just white collar, but they call it elite white collar crimes. Like, I guess it's a little bit more extra because they add in that the number is more larger, so it's just not an average white collar crime. It's like a super duper elite white collar crime. I don't know. I didn't make the word up, but it says elite white collar crime. So,
Ron, I have a question.
Yep.
Are we allowing racism? Because I was just called a racial slur in the back chat.
Yeah, after you called me one, you mean?
Nah,
I did not call you a racial slur, sir. Cracker is not a racial slur.
It most certainly is.
Get him out of here.
Most certainly not. And the difference is cracker was something that you named yourselves. See, the Kentucky crackers or the Florida crackers, right? So learn your history.
Yeah.
You called yourself cracker.
And I called you what I called you.
And dumbass, it was a racial slur. I did not call you a racial slur. Sharon, are we allowing the Black guests who are here every day to be called racial slurs?
Why are you asking me that?
No,
when you
hey,
know
Cuzzo, get that.
Hold on, Browser, because I need. Hold on, Cypher, because Diva knows she has a lot of power, so I don't know. It's up to you, Diva, what you want to do. She was being so Browser. You got to also check the sarcasm too, because Diva knows she can ask me anything she wants. So she also could demand what she wants as well too.
I don't feel safe with Cypher here.
Okay, so Cypher, I apologize. So
get the hermaphrodite out of here.
Cypher is a man, but that was out of line. I don't support that. So
ain't nobody ask you what you support. You a guest here.
What do I support? In what sense? I mean, that's a pretty broad question. Do you not agree?
Okay.
I just out of curiosity, which one of y'all said someone sent you the channel link and you came over to see what was going on?
That was Cypher.
Okay, well that's your friend, right? So you would know.
I know Cypher. Yes.
You came with Cypher though, right? Y'all came together like tag team back again.
No,
like
I know
Okay,
Cypher.
we can get back to the conversation. It doesn't matter. They got the link. They hit. Cypher and Diva, they ain't getting along. It is what it is.
Can I go after the average debater real quick? Because she said something that bothered me.
All right, so let's get back to the actual content and actually have a conversation about what we talking about, please. Go ahead, Shadow.
All right, debater, you made the comment that you're talking about the majority of the population, which skews the number for the percentile, right? But I'm going to contest that inherently, because despite the fact of that statement, that number is actually based on total criminal convictions. That's the total population of the entire United States that have specifically been convicted of crimes. And now when you actually look at it, again, as Dave made notice earlier, I was raised by a white family throughout a large majority of my life. So right now, I feel like you're being very disingenuous because you know more than you're actually saying. And I don't know, I'm not sure why, but factually speaking, I know for a fact that most of the people convicted of S crimes at all are in fact Caucasians. And even if we look at the female population, most of the teachers who have committed the crimes were Caucasian females. So I'm not sure why you're trying to differentiate so much.
So it wasn't intended to be malicious or disingenuous. It was just an inquiry-based line of logic where I was just asking if the statistics, because I still really haven't seen the source, whether or not that was based on, because you said the overall population, right? The overall population is already imbalanced, right? White men, for instance, make up 74% of the U.S. male population. So, and I would reckon, I haven't looked at the figures, that with respect to teachers, right, it's probably predominantly white, right, except in certain jurisdictions. And that is primarily female because there are certain roles which females gravitate to. We typically work in fields like nursing, teaching, social services, human resources.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll bite that apple. But here's the problem. Even with what you're saying, because statistically, allegedly, Black Americans commit a bulk of the crimes, right? Based on the same numbers that we're looking at. So how is a group of people who is the smallest group of people in the population still not reaching nearly the same rate of SA crimes as the white Americans who are committing allegedly less crimes? This is what I'm getting at. Despite the fact that we're looking at the overall population, we're talking about the people who commit the crimes. And if they're only committing allegedly 26% of the crimes, how are 70% of the crimes that they're committing? It's either family members.
Are you referring to the overall crime rate, like all crimes, Shadow? Oh, sorry, I think he's muted.
You good?
Shadow, we can't hear you.
I think he lost reception. We got over 200 people in the place to be. We need to get the likes up. We need to get the shares up. I don't know what the issue is, but we need to get y'all to hit the likes buttons, hit the share button. Doesn't necessarily mean that you like it. It just means that you are here and that you are watching the show. That's all it means. So hit the like button and hit the share button. Let's get it together, especially the people that's here every single day. It is no way possible that we at over 200 people here and we not even at 80 likes. It's ridiculous. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the ridiculousness. When we try to have these difficult conversations, y'all act real weird. I don't fucking get it.
People are nervous.
It's very weird to me that we cannot have we want to have these difficult conversations. We want to have conversations that ain't about DNP conversations. Then when we have it and we have a big group of people here, all of a sudden everybody gets scared. We made $5 today. This is insane.
Hey, Sean, did I get cut off?
Yes, you did. Go ahead.
Hold up. Let me do my support real quick. Wait, I'll do it after this. How far into that did I get before it cut off?
You heard everything but the last sentence.
Okay, so based on the quote unquote numbers, especially ones that are spoken by the conservatives, again, how is it that we as blacks who commit 73% of the crimes only committing 8% of S crimes that are undocumented, but y'all are committing 73 while committing 23% of the total crimes? That math doesn't make any sense. And that's why I'm saying you're being disingenuous, because it's saying most of the crimes that are being committed by y'all are pedo related. So you get what I'm saying, right?
Absolutely, sir. Yeah, no, I'd love to address that. So are we talking about arrests or convictions? Because that
convictions. Convictions specifically.
Okay, yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, so for SA specifically, because that's what we're talking about, right? 57.5, right, are white. 16.1 are black. The only areas in which y'all do have a significant increase would be in the areas of unaliving, robbery, and drugs, right? Those are the primary issues that seem to be prevalent in terms of a black offender. Why is that in terms of white people? Well, I suppose one could draw a lot of conclusions, right? Based on the statistical analysis. One would be the obvious one. You could determine that we're perverts for some reason. And I mean, like, I personally think that's deplorable that people would even do that. The second one would be that there is some kind of statistical skewing, which if you analyze or if you prioritize your analysis of crime statistics based on stereotypes, you would be like, well, that's not true, because according to stereotypes, white people get arrested less, right? So if anything, the statistics would skew in favor of black people being the less offensive group. And the third one that you could determine is just simply that there's some kind of underreporting, and that the population control numbers, which basically state that white people are the majority, seems to skew it in some way, shape, or form. I'm not sure. I don't have a degree in statistical analysis, but yeah, shout out, sure. W.
And hold on one second. By any chance, female debate, do you know Glacier Maniac?
Yeah, she's cool. She's also a black woman.
Okay, thank you.
Hello.
Welcome to the show, Glacier Maniac. Let me read before I bring you into the conversation. Let me read a couple of the super chats that I did get. Let's go with go ahead, Diva. Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay.
BG 08 $5. Hey BG, that's major misappropriation of funds.
Absolutely.
Detroit Coalition. Hey Detroit, $2. Where's all that ICE support now?
Damn.
The Real Prism XO. Hey Prism, $10. You call my name more than once, I show up to give respect. Peace and love to the Bracy's, PH Diva, Brownsville, and the Chat Kings and Queens. Peace and love. Phil James 1, $2. What's the best evidence you have, Trump? Bubba Homeschool, $5. Bees commit more P crime against children per capita. Bees 28%, but only 15% of pop. W 65%, but 65% of pop. Not no more. Learn math, Diva. Stop lies. Shadow the Titan Wasp, $20 super sticker. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you. All right, Shadow, was you finished? You wanted to say something to God? We're gonna let y'all finish your conversation. We're gonna bring Glacier Maniac in right after that. Good.
So I get to be that guy. You made the comment that it might be underreporting, and I realized as I said what I said, you kind of shifted slightly. I didn't just say S crimes. I said S crimes against minors. I was very specific because those are a completely different category of felony. And we're not just talking about what's underreported, because as we know, a lot of it is underreported because they don't want to disclose family members. So So again, if we're being honest again, even if we're going to obfuscate and say apples, oranges, and bananas, we're still grossly outnumbered when it comes to actual crimes against children. And that is the issue that, as much as I disagree with Brownsville on a lot of things, the point he's making is that it's not being talked about. And the reason why it's not being talked about, and even you gave statistic could.
Okay. So, I don't want to speak over him if he's not done.
It seemed like you good. He probably got a phone call or something like that. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, no, for sure. So,
You good? Go ahead.
Okay.
Hello?
Okay, yeah, you back. Can you hear us? All right, go ahead, average female debate while he get his audio together. Don't worry about it. Go ahead.
For sure. So the report that I primarily have to reference here would be quick facts about SA offenders with respect to the United States Sentencing Commission. That deals with respect to, like, child issues and so on and so forth. If anybody wants to look at it, happy to discuss that a bit further. There's a couple of issues with that in terms of a statistical analysis. It doesn't really account for per capita or specific population control. It does indicate, although, that white men are the primary perpetrators, and that the victimization rates primarily are related to American Indian or Alaska Native Americans.
Goddamn.
Which I think could probably be indicative of the indigenous issues that obviously America faces, and there's also Canada.
And I wonder if any of those was $5 Indians. Is interesting. But
second is Black or African American. Actually, second highest. And then we have 2 or more races, 9.2, Native Hawaiian or other Pacific Islander, 8.0, Hispanic, 6.7, white, 6.3, and Asian, 1.2. Based on the deviation of percentages in terms of victimization rates, and according to the presumption that most of these people's parents are that race, right? Because that's not always true, but it is generally true. For the purposes of analysis, one would suppose that indigenous crime makes up a lot of that. Whether or not that's like actual parents of indigenous children that are doing that, or white men that are like abducting the children and doing that to allow for
cosplaying as Native Americans as well, because we know that happened as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Nobody can deny that. I'm not gonna, and I won't sit here and deny that, right?
Right.
But yeah,
but the problem is that for some reason this conversation is very difficult for people to communicate on. They try to sweep this type of conversation under the rug. That's the problem that we keep having. But when it comes to us, people are willing to put out our dirty laundry all the time. And then when we defend it, when we explain all the situations why we are in this crime rate that we are in, it's like, oh, those are excuses. And then when it's just interesting to hear. Welcome to Glacier Maniac. Good day to you. What is your thoughts on the topic at hand?
I'll be honest with you, because this is something that I feel very passionate about, since it's something that I do genuinely experience on a regular basis, and I try to use historical backing, trying to understand why does this happen. But I am a little bit annoyed over the idea of focusing on one type of crime when crime in general is a detriment for all communities, including our own. Why do we only focus on one type of crime when we should be expanding on why is crime so prevalent?
So that's a good question. So what race does the majority of the crime in America?
Based upon statistics?
Yes.
Paige, you know statistics. Can you pull that up for me, please?
Who you want to pull it up?
I sure can. What's up? What do you want me to look up specifically?
Crime in general.
Crime in the United States.
So,
By what
so hold
category?
on. Yeah, so you so while you looking at, but Glacier, you said this is something that you do on a daily basis.
So
Correct?
here's the thing.
No, is that correct? You said this is something that you passionate about because you do it on a daily basis, correct?
I do a variety of different things. I focus more on the historical ramifications of something rather than the specific statistics.
Okay, perfect. So now historically, who has committed majority of the crimes in America by race?
By race?
Yeah.
The problem is, whenever we have these conversations,
do she have the?
I
You have
believe
the
that.
answer,
So
Glacier?
here's the thing. Here's
You
the
have
thing.
You have the answer, Glacier?
I'm not focusing on specific crimes. I'm thinking more about the community as well as the culture around it.
Correct. So again, right, I'm asking you, right? Because this is why I'm asking you, right? Because you said it's something that you are passionate about. This is something that you look into historically. So would you historically look?
Well, you never asked about how. You never asked about
crime.
what ramifications that I'm actually focusing on when it comes to historically. You don't even know what I'm focusing on at all.
Perfect. Because Glacier, you did tell me what you was focused on.
You're
You
making
said
a great deal of assumptions
Glacier?
without asking me about what I'm actually what my views are.
He is asking you
Hold on,
questions.
I got it. So Glacier, you said that you are focused on crime overall. Is that not correct?
I focus on how the Black community has evolved over the past 60 years. I'm glad to see that you find it funny.
Yeah, what's funny, sweetheart, is the fact that you came up here acting like you talk about crime in general and you just concerned about all crime, when what you're really concerned about is trying to paint a picture of Black people as being degenerates. And he just called your stupid ass out. That's what
I've
was
never
funny.
called Black people
That's what was
degenerates. Why are
funny,
you
right?
calling Black
It's
people
all
degenerates?
about the Black community. Okay, so let me
Why
ask
are
you
you
this.
calling Black people
Since you are
degenerates?
so concerned about crime in the Black community, what are you
Why are
doing
you
to
calling
try to
Black people
mitigate that?
degenerates,
What are you
though?
trying to do to
Why are
mitigate
you
it? I'm just
calling Black
asking what you're
people
trying to do to
degenerates?
mitigate it. Because you do this a lot. You said this is what
I'm
you do every
asking
day.
why are you calling
So
Black
what do
people
you do
degenerate
to
right
mitigate
now?
the crime?
Why are you calling Black people degenerate? I never called
I
Black
didn't
people
call them
degenerate.
degenerate.
You did
What
call them
you said
degenerate.
you focused on
You called them
and
degenerate. I never
made
said
an
anything about
inference
Black people
from
being
that.
degenerate.
So okay, well, so you don't call them degenerate. Okay, but again, so if you're so concerned about the crime in the Black community, what are you doing? Since you've been doing this for a minute, you do this all the time. What conclusions and solutions have you come up with that we can start implementing? That's what we're trying to get from you, because you said this is what you do.
Right. You're probably not going to like the solution that I suggest.
No, go ahead. Lady, if you're here to have a conversation, then let's have it.
I'm
You keep
having a
doing all this
conversation,
hemming and
but
hawing.
you're
Just
trying to
say it.
you're trying to
Answer the
pigeonhole me.
questions, ma'am.
Okay, then let me answer it. I think that first and foremost, everybody should step away from the welfare state.
So, okay, so you focus on the historical implications of crime overall, and so the conclusion that you've drawn is people need to step away from the welfare state?
I mean, it's one of many things. The
Slap
fact of
the
the matter.
taste out of your mouth. I'd like to see it.
I'm sorry, Glacier, you could just wait 15 minutes. You got hit with the Titanic called and say Glacier needs to go. Lord.
I'm 2 for 2.
So it's $20 to bring Glacier back, or Glacier could wait till 15 minutes so she could join back into the conversation. And I also want to say, Average Debater did say this was a Black woman, so hey,
She is, yeah.
Yeah, but she over there with all of them.
It is interesting to see. So anybody that's in the chat that want to bring Glacier,
Black woman.
oh, that's yes.
Yeah,
So anybody that wants to, I'm waiting for
Prove
Bomb
it.
Cherry, your
I'm
camera,
not buying
your
it.
camera is not working. Hold on, y'all. Bomb, your camera is doing something strange, so try to fix that, Bomb Cherry, while you're in the back. So it's $20 to bring her back, Glacier, or you could just wait the 15 minutes. I do find it interesting, Average Female Debater, that she said she's focused on this very direct thing, and then when I started asking her questions about this very direct thing, she did not have the answers or was not willing to answer very direct questions. That was very interesting to me.
Well, Sharon, you know, people affiliate with some people are better at statistical analysis, others are better at conversing, some are more charming. You know, everybody has their own skill set when it comes to conversation. So
I rely on charm for the most part.
But I do find it interesting.
That was funny as hell. I'm sorry. Yes. Diva
Yeah, am I
do-
the only one that a glacier isn't a glacier white in color and trying to figure out who identifies himself as a white name?
blue.
It
It could be
sounds
blue.
not just white, but your whole demeanor and behavior, glacier, is of the Caucasian woman, and then your
It's okay. We're not gonna focus on that. That's what she is, and we're
This
trying to
is
hey, beat
what-
you.
like
We're
that
trying-
that's why it's Glacier.
you won't be able to hide behind these cameras and things because you can't face it. It's just a little bit uncomfortable because you can't face me and turn your camera on and look me in my eyes and be who it is that you say you are. It's very uncomfortable. You can't look at me or Diva or any of us in our face to face, eye to eye. So I can't take you serious. I find you to be an interloper and that you're perpetrating.
Okay, that's okay. I like that. Go ahead, Brownsville. I know you was trying to get in a couple of times. Go ahead, Brownsville.
Yeah, I just find it interesting, you know, when we're having a show focusing on the degeneracy of white people who are in very important positions in our country, right? We have white and black people attempting to distract us and deflect us from the point of the show, right? For some strange reason, it seems like that's always the agenda, right? Like the average white debater, she said
The average white debater.
She told Shadow, when Shadow asked her specific questions about you know, child crimes, you know, as related to sex, she goes to talk about robberies and deletions and drug related offenses that plague the black community, right? So that's just an example of a white woman who isn't interested in fixing the degeneracy that is overtaking her culture, right? She didn't even want to mention Epstein's name, right? And if you look at those files, right? Overwhelmingly, we find white men. And if you look at those allegations, we're talking about trafficking and harming and assaulting young girls starting at the ages of 5 and 6. So I don't understand why she is more focused on trying to further a narrative that's false or some type of stigma or stereotype about the black community, when in her own community there's serious problems that's happening right now, right? You got the pedo in chief, you got Krispy Kreme Noel involved in the trifecta of degeneracy. You got all of these issues going on, right? I want to hear you talk about how invested you are and your compadres are in fixing and eradicating the degeneracy in your culture and protecting young boys and girls from your pedo community.
So that was a huge straw man. You just like straw man me multiple times. You said that Trump is the pedo in chief for some reason, which like I'm like, oh, okay, like has he been convicted for that? Because like if he has, like by all means, put him away. Never let him see an office or anything for like the rest of his days, right? And the second component that you said was like, what am I going to do to fix it? Like, what do you want me to do? Take time out of my day to like personally hunt down every single white person that I think might be engaging in that? And then what? Like I need to like, I don't know, file some kind of report with them for the Department of Justice and have them prosecuted on a federal level? Like I work 4 jobs already. Like what do you want me to do? And the better question is like, if you're going to criticize me for the absence of what I'm doing. What are you doing?
And see, and that's the thing, right? I asked you for solutions, and all I heard you say is you're too busy.
Don't
focusing
answer
on
the
other
question.
things, right?
Answer the question, please, sir. I was being nice.
actively-
Now I'm I'm a bit miffed now. Okay. Can you please answer the question as to what are you doing? If you're going to criticize me.
Professionally, for your information, I work hard in putting those people away every single day.
What do you do for a living?
I'm in law enforcement.
Okay, so it's part of your regular job. There's nothing that extra is required in terms of like you putting people away. Do you like specifically hunt out like these supposed like white pedos, or like what exactly is the scope of your practice?
The scope of my practice is protecting children, right? Protecting children from people who are mentioned in the Epstein.
Are you the Black
files,
Chris
right?
Hansen?
Protecting children
Did
from
she say
the
the Black
incels
Chris Hansen?
who
Yeah,
are
Chris Hansen,
attempting
pedal hunter, yeah.
to harm children
You
in
goofy
school,
looking deep.
right? And for the most part, give us the statistics on school shooters, right? Tell us the proportion in terms of race of who are the ones committing atrocities against kids in schools. Can you do that?
Well,
See,
you're the one that
here's the thing.
You're the
Here's
one
the
that
thing,
makes
right?
the affirmative claim. Why don't you provide the statistics, sir?
No, but you're the one who came and said you got the statistics, and this is what you focused on. You're the
On
average
another
white debater,
issue,
right? So
yeah, on
what
another
I'm saying
issue,
is,
I do. Yeah.
here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? When it comes to harming children, that is something that is very pervasive in your culture. And it seems to me
Oh my God.
that
It's
reasonable
horrible.
people
And
such
any,
as
does
yourself,
it make it less horrible if it's in another culture?
It seems to me that reasonable people such as yourself will be working hard at finding solutions to help protect the children in your culture and other cultures, right?
Yeah,
One
it's
thing
called-
we should all agree upon is protecting kids, right?
Yes, it's called voting.
I mean, listen, you
Yes.
said you're too busy, you got 4 jobs, you don't want to come up with these solutions, you don't want to have these types of conversations.
Oh my gosh.
You rather talk about other things, and I just think that's alarming, right?
Brownsville, sir.
Because here's the thing, right?
Sir.
More than anything else, I am a father, right?
Okay,
And I have
great.
2 teenage
Thank
children,
you
right?
for doing that.
And I want them to live in a world to where the majority of people are reasonable and they believe that children should be protected at all times. But when I'm hearing you speak, I'm not hearing you advocating for that. You should be talking about these Epstein files, since you have a law degree, right? What I would like to hear from you is how you went through the Epstein files and you've located all these different white people that we need to investigate, we need to lock up.
Sorry. So, okay, let's just assume for a second that I did go through the files in their entirety, which I've gone through most of them, but like, let's just assume for a second that I've gone through them in their entirety. Okay. And I've identified some kind of like error that the Department of Justice somehow made with its like ginormous team of legal experts and investigators. And I've identified a couple of people that ought to have been prosecuted. How exactly do you think that I would go about introducing that evidence? And like, what exactly would that entail? Do you know?
Well, for the most part, the first step is spreading that awareness, saying, hey, I located all of these different people who have been accused of all of these different nefarious allegations, and we need to bring this to the forefront of our people, because these types of allegations should not be taken lightly, right? These types of allegations should not be hidden from the public, especially when the commander-in-chief is implicated in a lot of these allegations, right? So this is the problem. We talking about Kristi Cream Noam, right? Look at all of these allegations attached to her name right now. Which is the basis of the show, right? Mismanagement of ICE agents all across this country that resulted in American deaths, right? misappropriation of federal funds upwards of over $200 million, right? Possibly engaging in extramarital affairs, right? All of these things are not good. This is degeneracy. And I need more white people who are reasonable, such as yourself, to speak out against this and want to really fix it for our community,
So,
right? Because we have to live together, right?
Absolutely.
That's what we need. I need you to be on the front lines, pointing these things out and speaking out how we need to fix it and find solutions to eradicate these things from our community. Do you disagree with that?
No, I don't. So, Brownsville, number one, how have I not illustrated that this is a problem and condemned it? And number two, how am I not doing that right now? There's 145 people watching. I think at some point there was 160. I've already established I'm not afraid to show my face. I have my own YouTube channel, which anyone is free to follow, by the way. And I do regular debates on social commentary. Why the heck do you think that I'm hiding from this or that I'm ashamed?
Because you're not approaching the topic directly, right? You were attempting to deflect. You wasn't really even to say the name Epstein, right? You wasn't really even to give Kristi Cream Noam any real criticism, right? For all of these different allegations and why she got fired, right? I didn't hear you once even mention all of the allegations that you've read as it relates to the Epstein files and our current president, right? Not one time did you mention, hey, these allegations are horrid. And if they're true, we have a huge problem. Right?
I did. I said if they're true, he should be impeached and put in jail, and he should never see the sunlight for the rest of his days. Did I not say that? Did everybody miss that part?
Yeah, you said that after you was pressured to say that.
In your opinion.
You didn't say that when in your opening monologue.
Why would I say that in my opening monologue? We haven't even clarified at that point what I was going to be speaking about.
Right, but if you was listening to the show before you hit the link, the whole conversation revolved around
the
degeneracy
me
that is
pervasive
in the white culture. That's what the topic was about. And I was expecting you to hit the link and say, you know what? Yes, we got a problem. We got a degeneracy problem that's pervasive in white culture, and our kids are in danger because of these degenerate white men. That's what I wanted to hear you say, and it seems like you were trying to deflect to talk about the issues that we have to deal with in the Black community.
Okay. Go ahead, average female debater.
Yeah, no, I
slap the taste out of your mouth. I'd like to see it.
Go ahead, PhD Diva. Yeah.
I think Diva said she'd be right back.
No, okay. It says at the Real Prism XO $20. Please, Grandma, grudge back to her TV screens. What's BIH means? I don't know what that one means. Also, we got the GOAT B1 Task $4.99. Hold it down, Sharon. I'm doing my best. It's rough out here on these YouTube streets trying to facilitate important discussions. Tell her to turn the camera back off. Lord, y'all are insane.
I honestly would like for them to keep their camera on so we can see their face when they talk, so we can see there's emotion behind speaking and things that you just can't, it's real. I want to see the emotion. I want eye contact. So no, please keep your camera on. I encourage the camera. We want you to face us eye to eye and say these things with a straight face. Face the camera. Come into the light, Caroline. Come into the light. Okay.
Goat ain't shit.
Excuse me? I don't have a camera on my computer, unfortunately.
Welcome back, Glacier. Yes, good day. Welcome back, Glacier. We're going to bring you in shortly. Bomb, welcome back, Glacier. Do you want to join in now? Or you want to let Bomb jump in first?
What?
I said, would you like to jump back into the conversation now, or would you like Bomb Cherry to go first?
I do have a question as to why I have to prove that I am black to you people every single time. I go through this a lot because of how I speak. Why is
You
this
people.
how I'm sorry, I do not have a camera on my computer.
No,
I do
Well,
not have
what's
a
saying you
camera on my
people?
computer.
You people would be a good reason why we can't. Black people
I'm
don't say
sorry, but
you
I try to
people.
be as charitable as freaking possible. I try to be as charitable as fucking. Wait,
To you
is this
people.
cursing a
Who
lot?
are you? Who are the you people? Can you
I
emphasize
get
what you mean? You say the
ostracized.
people.
You already ostracized me based upon how I speak.
Yeah, but we don't say to each other "you people" when we are the people. Do you understand? I don't say
You
to Sharon "you
ostracized me.
people" because I
So
am the people with
why
you.
are you
So hold on,
ostracizing
hold on,
me?
Glacier. So you understand when you say you people, it makes it seem like that you are not a part of those people.
I understand. I want to know why it is that you guys started saying that I wasn't black just because I didn't have a twang in my voice. I want to know why you guys started
Nobody
questioning
mentioned
about
your
how.
Hold on. It's not about your twang, right? It is about that when you came up, you said that you are a history buff in these situations, and that you focus on crime in general.
I never said I focused on crime. Please do not misrepresent what I said.
So what?
I focus on,
you said
I try to understand Black
the
history
history,
in general, Black
right?
history in general, or just American history, since that's mainly what we're experiencing.
Right, and then you also referenced that let's talk about crime in general, right?
I said, yes, I asked about talking
Okay,
about
so
crime in
all right, so
general.
now okay, and then when we said the crime in general, I said who is the main perpetrator of doing crime in general, and you did not have the answer. And the reason why
Because I
most
can't
people don't
recall a
have the
statistic off
answer,
the top of my head.
the reason why most people have the answer for the black version of all the crime statistics and not for the white versions of crime statistics is usually because they either have an agenda or they not part of our people, and that's why you keep referencing you people and you this and you that, like you are not a part of this you people.
I don't feel very well. I don't feel
You understand
very
what I said? But hold on,
I'm,
before you move it, do you understand what I'm saying? Why it seems as if that you are not a black person.
Can I talk now?
No, but I want you to answer the question first, and then you
I'm
can
asking if I can talk. I'm asking if I can talk because I will answer your question if I'm allowed to speak.
Yes.
Yes, I can understand the distinction, but I only felt inquired to do so because you guys questioned whether or not I was black. The fact that I have to prove myself to every one of you whether or not I'm black shows that there's a distinction that you will only accept certain types of behaviors, certain types of speech patterns on whether or not somebody is black or not. And I believe that that's a bit ironic as well.
Okay, pause. No, so and again, so that's why sometimes I stop people because I gave reasons why to people question your blackness, not because of your style of voice, the way how you communicate, because it doesn't have anything to do that. Majority people on this panel can communicate very well. Brownsville communicate very well. Shadow very well. PhD very well. AR very well. All the people that's on this panel communicate very well, very similar to what you are communicating. However, the thing that they don't do is say you people. They do not try to separate themselves from the black people in America. You was attempting to do that. Not only that, you also made sure you understand the statistics that is against black folks, but you didn't have the statistics that is against white folks.
I
And
don't
therefore,
focus
with
on
all of that,
statistics, which is why I never
together,
said that I knew the statistics. I said I don't focus on the statistics, I focus on the history. How did this happen? What had happened that changed things?
but you never said you focus on black history. You said you focus on the history. So now when we focus on the history of these communities, you had no idea what the opposite was. And that's when it starts to
What do you
seem
mean
as
by
if
what opposite? What opposite? What opposite of what?
Of black history. You didn't know the other
There is
side.
no, okay, I don't see as an opposite between white history versus black history. History is just history. Everything that happens affects everyone. Am I not allowed to actually say that?
So no, it is true that history affects everyone, but it is a difference between black history, white history, Latino history, so on and so forth. Every culture has its own history, 100%.
Yes, but I don't see why we have to separate everything. Why are we trying to put everything into different in different categories?
Because that's how America is moving throughout of history.
That's
America
not
has
my
been doing that
time.
since history. America's been moving that way, that we separated certain things. Yes, all of it is American history. However, it do have like let's be honest about what we are saying. This is where you fall into the problem that you are not recognizing blackness.
What makes you say that I'm not recognizing blackness just because I want to see the full picture? I want to see the full picture of what America is. That includes Black Americans as well as white Americans. That includes Asian Americans along with Native Americans.
Pause this. So now when you say that, so is there a such thing as Black history?
I never said that there wasn't such thing as Black history.
Thank you.
I said that the focus should be as history as a baseline and in general.
Perfect. So now when you are only focused on Black history and you don't know the white history and you know the negative aspects of Black history, it make it seems like so this way you can understand.
I think you're misrepresenting me again. You are misrepresenting me again.
No,
I said history as in general.
I'm not misrepresenting. No, hold on, Glacier. Hold on, Glacier.
I'm sorry.
Glacier, hold on. The problem is you don't want to accept how you are perceiving yourself.
I believe that you're misrepresenting everything that I said when I said I look at history as in general, not hyperfixating on just one race. That's makes it very problematic to just hyperfixate on just one race when you do not look at the full picture.
Thank you. I'm glad that you say that. And so when you say that, you don't sound like a Black person.
So wait. So you're saying that I don't sound like a Black person because
right? So okay, so let me. Okay, so you since you want to. Okay, I'm a.
24/7.
Okay, hold on. So this is what you understand. So if I say Black Lives Matter and then you say All Lives Matter, that's when you don't sound like a Black person. So when we say Black history and you said no, I want to focus on all history.
Excuse me,
that makes you sound like again. I want you to hear it. I want you to slow down.
Hold on,
I want you to slow down. Glacier, I want you to slow down. So you can understand. So you can understand.
You just placed another label on me. I never said
I didn't place anything.
Yes,
hold on. So this is what I'm saying. This is why we got to slow down. I didn't place a label on you. I'm trying to give you a correlation to why you don't sound like a Black person.
Did I ever say that I supported All Lives Matter?
Again, no, you did not. You didn't personally say it. What I'm trying to get you to understand, I referenced that so you can understand the correlation that people are having when we say we focus on Black history, and then you say, why don't we focus on all history? So I'm trying to relate that to Black Lives Matter versus All Lives Matter. That's what I was trying to do. Not saying that you said it personally. That's why I need us to slow down so you can understand what I am trying to communicate to you.
But when you phrase it as saying Black Lives Matter versus All Lives Matter, but not let me have an opportunity to speak, that makes it seem like to your audience.
It's okay. You don't have to. You know, that's not. No. Just answer. Hold on, please. We're not going to have a meta conversation. I made a statement so you can understand, and hopefully you comprehend that I was not attempting to do that. Right. So now we can move forward. When we are talking about something specific, and then you want to turn it into an all, that's when you run into the problem of not sounding like a Black person is what I'm trying to communicate.
So basically, I have to be fully and completely absorbed with Blackness 24/7 all my life, 24/7.
No, again, no, what you got to be able to recognize that it is a separation instead of trying to make it.
But what you're saying is that if I wanted to explore history as a baseline, you're saying that's not good enough. I have to focus on Black history.
No, again, and see when you are missing these things on purpose, it also makes it. You are missing it because nobody's saying that you have to focus only on one thing. The problem is when we are focusing on one thing, and you try to say, "No, I'm not focused on that thing. I'm trying to focus on the whole thing." That's when it becomes a problem.
So how do you think you can solve how do you think is the most effective way of solving a problem? Seeing it only by a part or seeing it for it as a whole?
One thing at a time.
So the best way of solving any problem, whatever the problem is just breaking it down as much as possible and seeing the minutia while rather than looking at the whole picture?
Correct.
So what if one tangent is actually affecting another tangent in a different place? But you can't see that unless you look at it as a large picture rather than the minutia.
No, you just really gave the example. So if one thing happens that you cannot move forward, you're gonna have to focus on that one thing. You literally just
But
explained the
what
same
if
thing
you
I'm saying.
cannot see that one thing unless you look at the full picture and all of the parts rather than just that one specific part?
Now tell me where in history has that happened that way?
French Revolution,
So
the
so you're saying they
Russian
looked at the whole
Revolution.
okay, hold on. So let's break that down. If you're building a house, right? We go through steps, right?
You would have to go through several steps. Yes, I don't see where this is
Okay,
going.
and so where this is going, that you got to go through one step at a time, so you can get the whole building. You cannot put the whole building in. You have the blueprint. You start with foundation. You move your way up. Blah 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 blah. So now, if you have a problem with the foundation, then you need to fix that problem. Focus on that. Fix that. You have a problem with framing. You focus on that. Fix that. As things come in problems, you have to hyper focus on the problem, solve that, and then you move on to the next sequence of things.
But
Are we
problems
in
never
agreement?
represent, I would have to say no. Problems do not represent themselves as one small thing. It ends up being something that compounds on itself before it becomes noticeable.
Okay, give me an example.
Say you end up, okay, this will be a life example, but what if you had a cough? You've had a cough for a long period of time. You go to a doctor and say, I've had this cough for a long time. They can't say that, they can't realize what the problem was, but it takes for them a series of tests to figure out what it was. It turns out that the cause was something internal, as in, for an example, say it was cancer. And that's something that it happened with my grandmother. She had a cough for several months.
I think you missed the super
What's out
chat.
the taste out of your mouth? I'd like to see it.
I need y'all to stop trying to let me do my show the way how I could do my show, please. I can see. Please. I don't need to be rushed. Nobody else get rushed to do their super chat. I see people get hundreds of dollars and they don't say not a word. They don't even acknowledge them.
I wasn't rushing. I was just having fun. I just want to melt the glacier.
Okay. Jabba, us people said bye, bird. Deucey, McIver with the fireball. Yogi Fish with the $2. Bullying people isn't a debate, just ignorance. Also, shout out to Tiny Wilds with the 20 ball, melting the glacier.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Okay. To what she just said, right? In case she's still in the back listening, when she mentioned the cough, when her grandmother went to the doctors, that's what they focused on, the cough. While doing the research on the cough is when they found other things, right? But they did focus on the cough. What could be the reasoning? So I think she came to troll, which I guess is okay. But she did say you people, and you explained to her why people questioned whether she was black. Wasn't because the way she speak. In fact, we didn't even care what her race was. It was her friend who mentioned that she's a black woman, right? We wouldn't have cared. And she also, so she tried to blame us as black people who we feel a certain way because the way she speak, and that she need to prove to us what she is. We don't care. I just wanted to say that. And hello, everybody. Sharon, I love you. Peachy, I love you. Seven, I don't even know you. Joshua, you know I love you, baby. Kulu, I love you. PH Diva, I love you. But I had to put Brownsville last because I want to hug him tightly and hold him between my bosom. Now, don't tell your wife on me, Brownsville. Okay. But how you doing, bro? Everybody.
Mom is so sweet. I love this. I love when Bomb be like this, y'all. She be lovable. She be giving me a hard time, but y'all cannot say Bomb is not lovable when she want to be lovable.
I love you.
And I also want
to
to thank Bon Cherry too for her patience. Thank you, because I know she wanted to just cut up. Thank you, Bon Cherry as well. Tony Golden with the 199. Dang, shout out Oreo on Oreo violence. Goddamn. Go ahead, Beachy.
He didn't even let me use my bullet.
Put the link in the back chat for me, Sharon. We got a couple. Now act right. I'm telling you right now, don't act like yesterday. Mr. Sharon, we could use the link in the back chat so I can paste it for a couple of people.
I got you, Beachy.
Okay, thank you. Did you change shirts? Because that's not what you had on when you first came on here. I'm very observant.
I definitely changed shirts.
I know you. Yeah. What happened? Was you dropped something? Or you messed?
No. Coffee spilled on my shoulder.
How did you use that extra shirt in the car? Like, did you go in the store and buy a shirt?
No, I keep spare clothes just in case I get.
All right, y'all talk about y'all goddamn shirts in the back. Let's get back to the damn.
Hey, hold up, Sharon. Did I use my bullet or not? Or was that the other guy's bullet?
Yeah, she have 40 on her head. Yeah.
Okay, bet. Look, man, I was gonna let it go, and then she's like, "Oh, y'all are just judging me for being black, or because I don't sound black." I was like, "Bro, like I'm literally the example of everything you're saying being bullshit." Like that's why it was bothering me, because she's trying to play victim right now, and I don't understand what her target was. You started asking her specific questions, and then she's like, "I don't want to answer these questions because y'all are bullying me for not being black." Look, what it is, and I want to keep it a buck. You've been raised around a lot of white people, and you're used to them trying to tell you, "Hey, it's okay. You're just being nah, bro." Like at the end of the day, they're telling you, "Hey, the reason you sound white is because you do. Like you actually do sound white, and that's okay. But then stand on that. Yeah, I sound white for X, Y, and Z reasons, but I am still very black. That's why Beachy challenged you to get on camera. She's like, if you're really black, do it, because right now you sound like a little white girl." True.
Okay, let me read a couple more. Fighter complex with the 499. If a car dealership has 100 salesmen, you're supposed to put an S on that. 13 of them are black and sold 25 cars versus the 60 white salesmen sold 60 cars. Which group is more? The voice of Venus. Thank you so much, beautiful. Proud of you, Sharon. Thank you so much. Debate skills way up. The constant deflecting did not work today. You walked that down perfectly. Cash App tag. Thank you so much. Most of the time I'm able to walk things down. I think most people just don't have enough patience to allow me to walk people down. They think that I'm too patient with them. I'm not asking the right questions. Most of the time, most people don't have the patience to actually allow people to get walked down. That's what the issue is most of the time. People think they can do a better job. It is what it is, though. There you go. That's good. It is interesting to see, to be honest. It's interesting to see that people want to have these conversations, but they're afraid to actually have this conversation. So shout out to them for being brave enough to even hit the link. Hopefully they'll hit the link again. It's a little hostile, but you'll get better at debating for it. You'll start to have some goddamn cognitive skills. So you could correlate the proper things to the conversation. Shout out to y'all. We got 200 people in the building all together collectively, and we still do not have 100 likes. Interesting. We got 230 to be exact, and we still don't have 100 likes. We don't have the proper amount of shares. We got to get it together. SBGers, I need y'all to get it together. We need to do better at bringing these conversations out there. We need to get better at hitting the like button. We need to get better at hitting the share button. We have to figure that out. Doesn't matter what side of the coin you are on. There's no echo chamber here. All parties are welcome, but you want to have to fight. It ain't no we don't sugarcoat conversations here. So no matter what side of the fence you on, whether you're on the glacier side, average female debater, you just gonna get smoke. It is what it is. No matter what topic it is, we are going to handle it aggressively. That's just what it is. We are a strong, aggressive debating style show over here. We don't have to be polite. We are not friends. We're just having a conversation. So shout out to everybody that hit the link today.
Speaking of strong, let me cut you out because you said 200 people at 2 hours equals $2. So I need y'all to get y'all $2 together and start actually sending some money. I ain't seen no super chats coming in here, and I've been here looking. So I need $2 from the left. I need $2 from the south. And shout out to Venus, but we need some more $2. We not asking for $5. We asking at the $2 mark to send $2. I know y'all got $2. It's Friday. It is payday. And y'all need to say if you like these strong debates, these things that make you think and get a little frustrated, just send a little $2 because $2 make a holler.
That was real cute. E-Man, don't try to be slick and jump up in here and throw in little monies and support the show because you got called out in the first 5 minutes of the show, but you didn't pull up when Brownville was calling for you and wanted to hold you accountable for.
I was asleep. I'm on the East Coast. What are you talking about? I'm on the West Coast.
Slick try to come in and throw in send the money, send $2 like we're not gonna forget. We're gonna no. You're not slick. You need to answer how Brownsville called you out.
Well, I gotta know what he said because you gotta.
What say you?
Cuz, what'd he say, cuz? I know that knows you, my cousin. I'm 100%.
He in Brownsville. He got Eater Man. You was looking for him.
Yeah, so Eater Man Williams, right?
Yes, sir.
I was looking for some black conservatives earlier, right? Because the title of the show, we're talking about Krispy Kreme Noam, right? This white lady. Can y'all still hear me?
We hear you fine. I ain't saying no my way. You ain't saying nothing crazy yet.
So this white lady, this white conservative, she was fired for mismanagement of ICE, right? For allegedly misappropriating hundreds of $millions of federal funds. And also she is allegedly involved in an extramarital affair, right? And she was appointed by the pedo-in-chief himself. And
That's
we
crazy.
know, right? You were a staunch supporter of him and of the people he appointed in these positions, right? So I want you to understand or at least speak on the fact that degenerate culture is now overcoming white culture, right? It used to be a stereotype and stigma that black people and degeneracy were synonymous to one another. But now, 2026, we're living in a time where white culture and degeneracy are aligned with one another, right?
Absolutely. I think.
And
You still
also,
going?
right, to land it seems to me that black conservatives and white people, I'm gonna lump y'all two together, black conservatives and white people, y'all are not interested in protecting the children of America, right? Because I rarely hear y'all examining the Epstein files, talking about what you found and all of these different salacious allegations that has been overlooked and hidden from the public, right? That the leader has been accused of, and many members of his cabinet, many members of Congress, and so on and so forth, right? The children of America should be something that we all can agree upon when it comes to protection. But for the black conservatives and white people, it doesn't seem like a conversation that y'all are willing to have. So can you speak on both Krispy Noam and the pervasive degenerate white culture and conservative culture?
Well, you said a lot, right? I guess that was like a pile of crap that you want me to all respond to. So first thing, when we see people are doing wrong, the president fired her. Like he'll never get credit for the things that he do right. If I say, hey, check this out, this person is not best for the organization. We found that this person is quote unquote not doing their job to the effect that they are. She got fired. I don't know what else y'all wanted him to do. But at his power, he had the right to fire her. So she's fired, right? That was step one. The second thing is, you said let's address the allegations, right? Um, I know that you work in law enforcement, but allegations are exactly that. They're allegations. Like we're not judge and jury, but I know Brownsville like to be judge and jury. As he did is he already convicted our president of being a pedo just here a couple minutes ago. So I think that's dangerous. I think this. Hold on. I think that's dangerous for us to I guess play judge and jury, but I guess forget the judicial system. That's not important. We can convict people ourselves. The next thing is only maybe Brownsville believe that white people have been dysfunction after all their history of what they done did to us. I have thought that they have been degenerates from the beginning of this beginning of civilization. We done seen what they did with slavery. We done seen how they have ruled throughout the whole world. We have literally seen how degenerate they be. So I don't know where he's getting this whole point that now white culture is degenerate. Like that's something that
Trump, you don't believe Trump is degenerate?
I think white culture in general have been degenerate since slavery. We came from slavery. I think sometimes y'all think that I'm from Georgia. We came from slavery. White people are degenerate. They like it's nothing out here that proves that they're not moving in degenerate ways, and they have been doing it since they've been here.
What about Trump? What about
Hold on. So no, I want to address everything. Everybody want to jump in. He said, Beachy said that he called me out. He was looking for me 2 hours and 15 minutes ago. So I want to get him in what he looking for. I know some of y'all run for the fight, but I run to it.
What about Trump?
So are you done? Hold on, Queen.
No.
I got him.
How you want me to answer the question now? Go ahead, Brownsville. Go ahead. Let you pal some more, and then I'll answer the rest of it. Go ahead.
No, so I want to ask you, is pedophilia a crime itself?
Yes, to my understanding.
Okay, so you can go to jail if you just have an affinity or a strong sexual desire for children. You can go to jail for that.
So you asking, can you go to? I thought you mean like performing it, like
No,
I'm talking about if it's in your mind.
Definition. Right? You said words matter, right?
No, yeah.
So you said so. I'm talking about the definition of a pedo, right? Because you took umbrage with me saying pedo in chief, right? So let me ask you a question, right? Did you hear him talk about his own daughter in a sexual way?
I think I have heard replays of it. Yeah.
Right. So do you think that that's normal?
I don't think it's normal.
Right. So when I call him what I call him, because I've read the Epstein files and I've seen all the different allegations involving 6-year-old kids and up that he's accused of. I hear him in his own words express a sexual desire for his own child, right? Those kind of things I can't run from, so I have to label them as what I see, right?
What? Hold on, because you miss doing things. His child wasn't a youth. She was an adult.
Did I interrupt you, my brother?
Go ahead.
I didn't interrupt you, right? So you said that because he hasn't been arrested or convicted or
you did interrupt me though, by the way.
Right?
I was in the middle of a statement.
No, I didn't interrupt you. I actually
Yes, you did. I was in the middle of a response. Okay, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Go ahead. But here's the thing, right? You seems to be double-minded when in regards to this, right? Because you want to ignore things that's right in front of your face, right? And you want to ask for more evidence and more evidence and more evidence, right? But anybody else, right? Whether it's a school teacher, whether it's a law enforcement officer, whether it's a firefighter or whatever, if he gets accused of numerous sexual allegations against children, right? What would happen to them? They would immediately get put on administrative leave until a thorough investigation is concluded to determine the behavior, right? Because we take allegations of child abuse very serious in this country, I thought, right? But it seems to me you want to get to the point to where we don't anymore. You want to excuse all of these allegations and say, well, you know, they're not arrests, they're not convictions. It's one excuse after another, after another, after another.
Well,
and that's my problem. That's
I
my
thought you
problem
landed.
with
You still ain't landed
because
yet.
if I was like you and I was supportive of this person, and then I found out that he was involved in all of these different nefarious allegations, I would be alarmed, and I would be on the front line saying, hey, we need to remove this guy from office until we do a thorough investigation and make sure the kids in America are safe.
Yeah, like
But
again.
man,
Okay, you
to
still
land
ain't
it,
finished.
to
Damn.
land it, to land it, eat a man who is a many kids. It's alarming to me that you're not interested in protecting these kids without more and more allegations. It's alarming, my brother. Peace and love.
Yeah, and so let me ask you a question before I respond, because you said that you read the Epstein file and you found inside the Epstein file that he had allegations that he did something to young people. That's correct, Brownsville?
No, I said I have examined the Epstein files and also examined what congressmen have said.
Oh, he said, he said. I
unredacted
knew it. That's all I needed.
Epstein
I
files.
needed. Thank you. I appreciate you. I yield your mic. Listen, he said, she said, because I wanted to make sure I understood what he said. He have listened to some other people who say they read the files and haven't examined them for himself. He have heard somebody said something. Listen, this is no. You said you was a stoic man. That you don't interrupt. I never claim to be stoic. So don't listen. And this is the thing that you gotta do. Hold on.
What about
Hold on. Everybody jump in now. If y'all gonna let us have a back and forth, let us have a back and forth. So first thing.
This nigga just got up there. And,
you're right, Mom. You're right. I know y'all better save him. You better save him. And you better save him. Go
I'm
ahead.
not talking about saving him, but the thing is, you are the one making up things. He said what he says, and you are still making up things. He said things about young children. When we heard him with the hot mic, who you think he was talking about when he said he grabbed him by the what? Who was he talking about, Eater Man?
What make you think it was children?
It was because that's the pageant. Wait a minute. Who was his pageant? Who was the people doing his pageants? What were they? Were they grown adults or were they children? Okay.
I have
when
no
he
idea.
When he said he walked in, they let him walk in, right? Because he's judging. He's a judge.
Save him, Bomb. You can do whatever you want. He just did some windmilling, and Bomb jumped in and said, "Let me save Brownsville. We can't let him go down. We can't let him hit the ground." He said, "I examined." Hold on, I want to go back to what the man said. Okay. He said, "I examined the Epstein file," and I said, "So what is examine?" I wanted to understand what he meant by examine, and then he doubled down. And say, I listened to he said, she said. I heard the Congress say what they have interpreted about the Epstein file. When most
what you mean interpret? You mean read? Because when they read it, when they read it, now you're calling it interpreting? Because like I've been up here for a while now since he was running and telling people what I remember back in the day. Right?
Okay.
The charges and everything that was up on him. But
if Brownsville called me out because he's supposed to be this intellectual stoic guy, I'm trying to figure out why he need all this help. That's all I want to know. I want to know if he called me out, he made claims up here. And you know, I done found some cracks in Brownsville.
You found some crack? Because you sound like you did find some crack. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So listen, I done found some cracks in the armor. And what I realized is he go by a whole bunch of he say, she say. He been watching them in these courtrooms make these crazy statements. And I wanted to understand. I said, because I know Brownsville is an educated man. I know he know how to read. I want to see Brownsville go through these and find these quote unquote allegations, because I have actually read it. And you know what I read with my own eyes? I read that he was the one who turned Epstein in Florida. He was the whistleblower. He was the one.
That's not
Hold
true.
on. He was the one who called on the man. He was the one who was the key person to start the processing on him.
That's not true.
Yeah, you need to go and look when they both got.
Have you read it? Kulu, have you went and read the
I know what you're
files?
talking about.
No, Kulu,
Yes.
let me ask this question.
Yes.
Have you read anything?
Yes.
And you telling me I don't know what I'm talking about, and you
Yes,
said
that
it
is a lie.
So you went through all 3 million pages. See, this is what I'm saying.
No,
People literally
you're
you're
repeating
literally
what Mike Johnson said.
No, I'm telling you what's on paper.
That's not in paper. Sharon,
So
look it up before I look it up, because
let me I'm asking you, Kulu, you saying that you have went through these 3 million files and this is not inside of it.
I've not went through all 3.5 million files. No, I have not.
So you
But I
don't
went through
know
the
if it's
files
in there or
pertaining-
not.
Yes, I know it's not in there.
Okay. All right.
I know what you're talking about, right? And what you
but he said, but Kulu is literally lying. No, Brownsville, you said you hold men accountable.
But I'm gonna clear it up. I'm gonna add clarity, right? So,
but is he lying?
What you said, he's not lying. He's just not informed, right?
Oh, now
so
he's not informed.
Referring to is in the Epstein files. It does say that Donald Trump contacted the Palm Beach, Florida Police Department once he learned that an investigation into Epstein was ongoing, right? So it was more as to figure out if they were also circling and trying to investigate him as well, right? He was protecting himself. He was protecting himself by contacting them about the investigation into Epstein, right?
So Kulu ain't know what he was talking about. That's what you said.
No,
You definitely. I know I got to fight all y'all.
And
I just want to make sure we fighting the right fight. So Brownsville, you feel like he misspoke, and he need to turn away from his misspoken ways, and he need to start speaking more accurately and stop saying he knows stuff he don't know.
No, Kulu was right. He just didn't get a chance to explain. So I don't know why they said that he misspoke. He was right. He was telling you you was wrong. And you are wrong.
Real quick though. Eat a man.
Brownsville, are you saying
how come you haven't addressed
I haven't had a chance to address nothing. Right? What you mean? Every time I try to talk to you, somebody jump in. And this is what you would do, Brownsville. You was like, he's not addressing what I said. And I literally was going point by point to address what you said. And then guess what? I had to get jumped. Listen, I ain't like the dude who just left. I've been fighting for all my life. Listen, all my life I've been fighting. But you can't sit right here and then say, I did not try to respond to you directly before I got interrupted.
You did.
So let me ask you this question, Edelman Williams, right? If you heard somebody that works for you, right, or somebody that you associate with that go to your church, if you overheard a conversation that he was having and he was saying sexually inappropriate things about his own daughter, would you still congregate with that person? Yes or no?
No, I don't congregate with the president.
That's you said no, right? So
I don't congregate with the president.
And here's I didn't ask you if you congregated with the president. That's another deflection, right?
No, it's not. Like you acting like I got Donald Trump on speed dial, and he's my friend, and he my best buddy. That's the crazy part. Like even when you start making this false,
like he is.
hello, you start. It was even crazy when you said let's compare him to a teacher. that we can relieve from office. You can't relieve from office without impeachment. You can't just say, hey, let me put you on an academic leave. Like, you're comparing things, and you do this a lot. You compare things that are not equal. Brownsville, I don't see how you don't see that.
Because Brownsville wasn't even talking about you
things
being
that's
friends
not
with the president. That's why. He was talking about the president being friends with Epstein and not doing anything about it.
Right.
It's just you're so slow that you don't even understand that.
Yeah, thank you,
And Edelman
AR. I
lied,
appreciate
bro.
y'all
He
so
lied.
slow.
Edelman lied. And
Kula,
he
we
was trying to
caught you
explain.
lying in real time, and then
No,
they said that you was
Edelman,
informed. You was
That's what
informed,
Brownsville
Kulu.
said.
Kulu,
You didn't let
you
me.
was
You didn't let me
informed. Like,
finish what I
bro,
was
I don't
saying.
have to, because
You
you
said that
misspoke on
Trump was
stuff
the
that you
one.
don't know.
Edelman, you said Trump was the one that got the whole investigation started because of a tip to the FBI. No, that's not what happened. What Brownsville was saying is what I was trying to say about him calling the
Oh, now
beach,
you was trying to say
like
that.
the beach. Yes, it's saying that he was happy that they got him. That's not him. Is like actually like making the call to report it, and to get the whole Epstein investigation started. So I was saying that was a lie. And there
But
is.
that's not even what Brownsville said. Like, you're even misrepresenting what Brownsville said.
It's
And
okay.
both of
It's
you,
okay. Listen,
both of y'all
Kulu,
are making assumptions.
Josh,
let
look it up.
Kulu do this. You gotta learn who
Yes,
Kulu
yes.
is, Shadow. He
Yeah, just let
windmills,
me. I'm
and he
not
say that
with
he said something he didn't
Josh. You
say
can
to
look it
try
up
to
right
clean it
now.
up. Let him finish.
Back in 2006, and this is in the Epstein files, Trump called the whatever beach department and said that he was happy that they finally got him. Right? That's what Edelman was trying to say when it comes to he contacted the
So
No, he did not contact the
is
FBI.
that's what he said, Brownsville? Hello, no, Brownsville. Was you saying that he called the police department and say they was happy that they got him, Brownsville?
That's one of the things he said that's in the Epstein file. Yes.
And he said it that way. He was happy that they got him. That was his wording.
I don't know
Thank
if that's the
goodness.
exact verbiage,
It's
but
thank
that's
goodness for stopping it.
but Kulu is
Like is
correct
the word.
with what he's saying.
Yeah, I guess I'm
Okay,
confused because
I guess I
Edelman
gotta
did
fight
say
now. I
that.
gotta fight AR.
Edelman did
Come on,
say that
AR.
Trump. Well, Edelman, you're already wrong once, twice,
Okay,
three times. I don't know how many
I'm
more
wrong.
times you want to be wrong.
That's
You
cool. I
said
could be
he
wrong.
was the reason that the investigation even happened. That is what you said, and that's not the case.
Right.
And so you can't say Kulu is wrong and see this, that, and the other, and then not admit that you're wrong. He did not. He is not the reason.
Cool. Listen, I have no problem with saying I'm wrong. I can be
Well, how come
wrong.
you haven't then?
Kulu,
How
hold on.
come you haven't? You've been focused on
Kulu's the
Kulu
one
being
saying
wrong, but
he's
you
not
haven't said
wrong.
how
Well,
you're wrong.
listen. This is the
You
whole
said
point.
something
The whole
verifiably
point.
false. Say you were wrong because you haven't said it. You
Point.
just said say you're
The
wrong.
whole
I don't want
point
to hear you.
is,
The only words I
I
want to hear come out
knew
of your
for
mouth
a
is
fact,
you're right. I
Brownsville,
was
I
wrong.
wanted to
Kulu, I
prove
was
a
wrong.
point.
You were right.
I
That's all
could
you got to
not
say.
have a conversation
Nobody
with
wants
you.
to hear you speak.
So I'm
Other than to
telling my
say I was
cousin
wrong.
this. Hey,
Nobody
listen.
cares, Eda, man.
Hey,
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Beachy
You know
with
you're
the
gonna slurp
ponytails.
Trump, dog.
I told
Nobody
you they
cares.
don't want to have no
Nobody
one-on-one
cares.
conversation with me.
We're having a
They
one-on-one.
know
We
for
just
a
want to hear
fact,
you say you were
Beatrice,
wrong.
that they gotta fight
You
me
said you have no
5
problem
by
saying I'm
1
wrong.
because they know I be
You said you
knocking
have
them
no
out in
problem
this
saying
face.
you're
They
wrong.
call
So say
me
you're wrong.
Holyfield of the Eagle Dudes, the
Eda, man,
man
say
that
you were
does it
wrong.
really good.
Just
Like,
say
he
you
can
were
keep
wrong.
talking. The whole
I'm
point
gonna
that I'm
keep talking.
saying,
Nobody wants to hear you
Beatrice,
talk.
you see, I told you Brownsville couldn't fight me
to be
straight
fair,
up.
to be fair, AR, you haven't said anything, had nothing to add to the commentary, has nothing to say, but as soon as he came up here, you got touched in your spirit. So it is fair to say that you are bothered by either man, okay? He has triggered you in a type of way. That is fair.
Yeah, I don't like liars. And earlier, PhD was talking to them, and Sharon was talking to them. They were handling them. But Eda Man comes up here and he just likes to spout bullshit, and then think that he can spout it. And then when someone else supposedly spouts bullshit, he'll call them out on that as he continues to spout bullshit and never corrects his own bullshit. And that doesn't make sense to me. And he has this narcissistic behavior about him where he does that every time he's up here, where he comes on here and someone talks about Trump and he finds a way to try to defend him. Like, he's even talking about, for example, he is complaining or trying to point out Brownsville not reading all the Epstein files without addressing the fact that why can Brownsville not read those Epstein files? Why does he have to rely on congressmen and congresswomen to go read those Epstein files for him and then come back and bring it to him? Why does he have to rely on that? Does it have anything to do with the president and the DOJ not releasing those Epstein files, specifically unredacted? Does it have anything to do with that? Well, how come he's not talking about that? Why is he only focused on the fact that Brownsville cannot legally and has no capability to read those Epstein files and has to rely on congressmen to tell him what's in there? Why isn't he talking about that, Beachy? Since you want to back him up so bad, open your mouth, unmute your mic.
First of all,
Why is he not talking about that?
Ask him why he's not talking about it.
You want to defend him. You just opened your mouth to defend him. Go and defend him some more. All right, can mute your mic again. Mute your mic again. You don't have to keep on talking either, man. Why aren't you talking about that? Oh, now that nigga want to run. That nigga want to run.
Talking about just for the simple fact that I mentioned that there's extra energy being projected now that either man's here, and your energy towards me lets me know something that he's triggered something in your spirit. See how you are.
So are you gonna address it, or are you just gonna keep on yapping about spirits and all this other bullshit?
You're becoming unhinged.
You're not gonna address
by the simple either man. He has gotten you unhinged.
So what I was gonna say earlier when I was letting, so Sean, you was up here talking to a Canadian that don't even live in the U.S. for an hour and a half. I don't understand that at all.
You are unhinged.
Then you let somebody on here that most likely had a voice changer. Y'all were going back and forth with them. I don't understand. I didn't understand that either. I don't know what happened.
All right. Hold on, y'all. I didn't know that information. AR, I'm glad that you gave it to me, but I did not know that.
No, I'm not giving. I'm just saying they were
I'm saying the information that you just gave. I did not know that. Yeah. Let me see. Read the back chat. Good day to you. How you doing? Interesting. Interesting. I see what you was trying to do. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what that person was trying to do. That's why I point to,
Well,
somebody typed something in the back chat alone.
Somebody got dropped. He said y'all dropped him 7. Is that you? Like I don't know what happened there, but
no, that was the person I just brought up. But it seems like they dropped when I brought them up. I guess they just wanted to drop that in the back. I guess I don't know. I didn't read it, but hey, go ahead, AR.
It's great. I don't know where Shadow went. I really wanted to address him because, like, the first question that I remember when I hopped on, or the reason I had hopped on was because the question in the beginning, which was someone had asked, I think, to the Cash App, do black conservatives, I think it was something like this, do black conservatives pedestalize white conservatives? Mm-hmm. And then Shadow had the audacity to cape and say they don't do that. As if we can't see it. And like, we look and Noam is a perfect example. You guys brought it up perfectly. It's like she has no credentials to be in the position she's in. Mm-hmm. And this is what they ran on the entire campaign about, meritocracy. People with merit need to be in these positions of power. And we go through the lineup of Trump's cabinet, and the majority of them don't have the merit to be in the position they're in. And then when you call them out, one of the, trolls that was up here had the audacity to say something along the lines of, well, she's at the head of the organization, so of course she's going to get the blame. And it's like, y'all didn't have that same energy when Buttigieg was Secretary of Transportation, and a train derailed, as if he was the one that built the railroads, and that he, those railroads have been messed up since way before him. And so, yeah, there's a double standard, and Shadow coming up here or saying, oh, well, I don't think there's a double standard. Meanwhile, Trump is cheating on multiple wives. You can go down the list on the things that they did, and the way, you look at the 10 Commandments. He claims he's a Christian. You look at the 10 Commandments. How many of those 10 Commandments does he follow? How many of them does he break? Versus Obama, and they was calling Obama the Antichrist. There was a whole campaign about how Obama is the Antichrist, and then they voted in someone that cheated on his wife, gluttonous, puts other things before God, and all these other things. So, I wish Shadow was here to, be here and talk about it, but I don't know where he dropped off to. But yeah, those people earlier, I don't know why you were giving them so much attention. One of them don't even live in the US.
I'm with you 1,000% on that. And even out of politics, all of us, those of us who are literally not doing any of the worser of the things they do, always get demonized and treated as terrible. Like they just put stuff like doing nothing nefarious, nothing evil, but they're going to demonize it. Meanwhile, the other person over there that's doing blatantly horrific and committing all the sins with no remorse whatsoever gets idolized in the past. So it's like that. I don't understand. That's something you need to ask the world. Why in the heck are we crucifying and nailing to the cross people who are just doing basic family stuff? They're normal. They're just hanging out. They get, this is something that happens all the time with just regular people. I guarantee you, Sharon has probably been criticized, all type of stuff. Even being at home with his wife and kid. Someone's going to find a way to demonize that. But he's at home. Where else should he be? Who else should he be with? His wife and his daughter. But somebody will find a way to demonize that and turn it into. Meanwhile, there's somebody else out here, and maybe even in the comments, who ain't seen their kid and who got them, however, or doesn't have one. They treat them a different type of way. Like, that's what people do. It's upside down. It's upside down. Period. You get rewarded for bad behavior, and then good behavior gets treated, awful, and then made to be the bad guy. That's the world we live in.
Beachy, in the back, they were talking about you. They were saying that was a woman who shot somebody, and they had the name Beachy, and they wanted to make sure it wasn't you.
Wait, what? Oh, they talking about me?
Yeah, they talking about you back there.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, hold on a minute.
Hey, President Sharon, I would like to send a formal request. Hey, President Sharon, I'd like to send a formal request to subpoena the Vice President, Edelman, back to the panel, because he just tried to lie under penalty of perjury on a Sharon Bracey gang citizen, and I need him to come back up here because he just tried to paint me out as a freaking liar. And I told you, Sharon, look it up, because I knew I wasn't capping about it, and Brownsville just explained what I got cut off to explain, and you try to defame my character. And we need to subpoena, man.
I would like to second that motion, and as a matter of fact, I would like to hold impeachment trials. I would like to put forth some articles of impeachment, and I would like to have the House the House, vote on it, and then we can have the Senate, convict
Being
or
the head of the
find not
House,
guilty.
I agree with AR and Kulu. Okay, we need to get him impeached. What your vote is, Beachy and Brownsville? What y'all thinking?
Yes, I think he should be under these articles of impeachment. But I also want to mention AR is 100% correct. We can take it a step further. These black conservatives never talk about Pete Hegseth, right? Leader of the Department of what we call War now, right? He was a Fox News commentator, DEI hire, right? You got Tulsi Gabbard, right? She's in charge of our intelligence community with no experience in the intelligence apparatus at all, right? You got Linda McMahon. Literally, WWE is in charge of our education. Why don't these black conservatives like BMU, Otis Who Network, Either Man Williams, why don't y'all talk about how we have all of these unqualified individuals that are presiding over the most important roles in our government to keep us safe? Since y'all don't want to talk about protecting children, can y'all at least talk about that? Peace and love.
They want a poll, Sharon. Is that we about to do it?
The poll is in the chat.
Dang, we done took it to a vote.
We took it to a vote. Where we was at? I think we were at here. All right. Go ahead, PhD.
Let me go cast my ballot. They checking IDs, y'all. Make sure you got you at your right polling precinct and you got your valid ID on you. All right. Acid bath, $2. You all have the teeth of the Hydra upon you. He's so weird. Kim West, $5 for bomb. Thank you, ma'am. Verbal Assassin, FAFO. Hey, Verbal, $5. I told y'all you can't trust folks with far apart eyes. Yeah, if they too close together, you can't trust them either. Aron to Lucas, $5. The problem is that we are arguing about morals in politics when everyone we are voting for is morally corrupt. It's a race to hell. Amen. Amen.
But we're not arguing about just morality, right? I just told you we got people who are unqualified in the most important positions in our government, right? How are you going to have WWE in charge of our education? a Fox News commentator in charge of the Department of War. Tulsi Gabbard, who's got a lot of experience in other things, did not have any experience when it came to the intelligence community. Those are just 3 examples, but there's many more examples I can name to show you that we have a lot of unqualified people in these prestigious positions that we count on for our, safety and security. Speak on that.
I guess, I don't know. Like they were up in arms about DEI hires. Supposedly it was up in arms about DEI hires. We all know it, just me Black people. It was up in, and sometimes women as well. You know, they was up in arms about that. And then when administration gets in and just adds a bunch of people that have no expertise in the things that they're leading, now all of a sudden people are silent. You got a brain-worn patient as head of HHS. How does that make sense? He has no credentials at all in the medical field. It doesn't make sense, and they just stay quiet about it. And so for like people like Shadow, I mean, we knew what Edelman was going to get up here and say. Like, I mean, his whole shtick is just pathetic and obvious. Like, you know, as soon as you say something negative about Trump, he's gonna somehow find a way to suck on his shit, do his best, and then run away. He said, "I'm done. My jaw is sore. I'm out."
That's great.
So, you know, it's just, you know, I expected better from Shadow, and you know, I don't BMU. Every time I see him come up here, he do the same shit basically. It is what it is, man. I don't really find these people to be conservative. I just really find them to be more, you know, religious than anything, Christian nationalists or something like that. Than
I'm agreeing with you.
You expected more from Shadow? How you expected more from Shadow? Have you heard the tales that he told about his life? You know, he done went to jail for everything. Jaywalking, murder, attempted murder. Like we could go on and on and on.
I saw the transition. What'd you say, AR?
I said I expected better of you.
Explain.
Again? Have you been listening?
Yes. No, I wasn't. I was driving. Well, I was driving and delivering an order.
Oh,
anyway.
okay, gotcha. Yeah, so earlier, the reason I hopped on earlier was because they had said, someone had sent to the Cash App or whatnot, do people on the panel or whatnot believe that Black conservatives hold white conservatives on a pedestal or pedestalize them? And you said no. And I thought that was crazy. And I don't know if your opinion has changed so far since the 2.5 or almost 3 hours that the show's been going, or if you still hold that belief that they're not held to the same standard as anybody else. I mean, we can go down the list.
That's a different question, bro. The first question is, do Black conservatives hold white people on a pedestal?
No, white conservatives.
I said no. Fine, either way. Yeah. Fine, we'll specify conservatives. And I said no, and I still stand on that.
Okay. What's the second question then?
But the second question you just asked, can you reword it? Because I remember what you said, but then I lost it. You said, do we what?
Pedestalize. I thought that was pedestalize white conservatives. The Black conservatives, or people that claim to be Black conservatives, pedestalize people that claim to be white conservatives.
Right, but I thought the second time you asked a different question, and I would have agreed with the second one. But the first question is still no. But I thought you asked something different. That's why it caught me off guard.
Okay, so when you look at Trump, let's just take Trump, for example. And do you think that there's plenty of people that claim to be white conservatives put Trump on a pedestal, say he's a savior, he's sent from God, all these things?
Yeah, I'll say that. I can agree with
that. Do you think those same people were calling Obama the Antichrist?
Black conservatives?
Yeah, sure.
I would disagree with that.
Okay. Do you think those Black conservatives support Obama?
That's a different conversation, and I'll say no. But
okay, no.
I'll say no because it's difference in policy.
Okay, and so when you talk to them and they, do this whole moral righteousness thing where it's like, what matters is, the things that are in the Bible and all this stuff, and you look at what Trump has done and just the obvious flagrant disregard for the stuff that's in the Bible. do you think that they should support Obama more than they support Trump? Because by the Bible standards, wouldn't character matter more than policy?
Yes and no.
Okay.
So, but you got to understand, I'm seeing it differently than yours. When, like, the biggest thing Obama pulled off, like, in reality, the thing that his name's kind of really stuck on, the policy that landed and is still active today, is his progression of gay rights, which is very anti-Christian.
You were going to say Obamacare.
No, what? Obamacare is, again, I got feelings on Obamacare up and down. To me, it was a scam to begin with. Like, it's a tax scam to people who actually have to be on it.
Okay, so the one that and you're saying, what's the policy again that you think?
His actual advocation and actually, like, standing on gay rights.
Okay.
I think that's what he did that actually led and stuck longest.
Okay.
Everything else has been kind of backed and forth and pulled and pushed over the entire thing. So Obama wasn't a bad president, in my opinion. Hell, I voted for him the second time.
Yeah, but when you hear these, so-called black conservatives criticize Obama, you hear them criticize that portion of Obama's presidency and his administration the most, or do you hear them criticize other things? His connection's out.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Most of the time when black conservatives criticize Obama, it's about his overall policies. It's mainly about letting
name one.
It's not that I can't say it, it's that I'm trying to respect Sean's channel by not flagging something out. What I'm saying is
take those policies that are in your head. You don't have to say them. So when you look at those two things, do you think that a Christian should be supporting someone that maybe goes with those policies, but still has to go through Congress to get them passed and has a great character, or do you think they should be going with someone that puts other idols before God, commits adultery, is gluttonous, pretty much breaks half the 10 commandments, among other things, treats others as doesn't really follow any of Jesus's teachings, can't recite anything from the Bible. You ask him what his favorite testament is, so he's basically a false prophet. Do you think they should be supporting, and let's say they agree with some of his policies, because whatever, which one of those do you think they should support based off of their Christian faith?
But that's going to be a whole different question. So get this. When we go for president, we're not hiring a priest, because if we were, we would have hired a priest or a preacher. We're not looking.
Aren't these religious people? But aren't these religious people doing that? Because you just said the biggest issue for them was the fact that Obama supported gay rights.
Right.
So that's hiring a priest, because that would be a priest that doesn't support gay rights because it goes against the Bible, not a politician.
No, I think so. You got to understand that's a difference that's a whole different story. Gay rights specifically are in their opinion, anti-life, anti-Bible, anti-etc.
Anti-what?
Anti-life, etc.
Okay. Should a politician be concerned about what is anti-Bible, or should they be concerned about what is anti-American?
If their beliefs are rooted in it.
Okay, so you're hiring a priest at that point.
Hold up, if their beliefs are rooted in it.
Okay, yes, and we're talking about those ones. They claim to be black conservatives, and they claim to be these religious people. That's what we're talking about right now. So their beliefs are rooted in that. Therefore, they vote more for a priest than they do a politician.
I think a lot of black conservatives are fiscal conservatives. They're conservatives based on what they believe. Like, they want a smaller government. They want, there are conservative values that they stick to that they believe are inherently for black people.
Okay, so all right, so we're not going to talk about the religious black conservatives. We're going to talk about the fiscal ones. Okay. So now let's compare those those fiscal policies that should be enacted. Compare Obama to Trump. Who has spent more money?
I mean, Trump by definition,
how's that by definition? Obama was in 8 years.
Wait.
He's been in for 6 or for 5.
Hold on. So, because you have to also look at the situations that were involved in that. There were various situations that were situational differences between Obama and Trump. Sorry, I'm back. Yeah, between Obama and Trump. So, and with inflation being what it is, the cost of everything also massively increased governmental side. So, I mean, measuring inflation, I'd say we're probably closer. Differentiating for inflation, I'd say they were closer than not.
Okay. So if under Trump taxes go down and the government's expenditures go up, that's not fiscal conservatism, correct?
It's personal. It's individualized fiscal conservatism because they did reduce taxes. They reduced taxes on the people, which is in effect.
If you pass a bill that supposedly reduces taxes on low income and middle class people, but then introduce tariffs, then you're actually increasing taxes. You're actually increasing the cost that people have to pay out of their, correct? You talk about inflation, all these things. That's not fiscal conservatism.
Wait, functionally, I can see where you're going for, but again, now I've got to talk about it from a personal aspect because I can only talk about what I see. What I make in tips and overtime, right, throughout every week, right, I made more than I spent allegedly with these increases based on the tariffs. My net value as a whole has grown drastically over what I would spend per se. So again, now if we're talking about it realistically, if I'm looking at what Trump did and how it affected me, how it affected my family, and how it affected people who are also in my position, we did benefit from it.
Okay, so if 60% of the country is paying more and 30% are not, you would classify that president as being fiscally conservative, even though overall the country is paying more.
If folks getting it. Well, now
I get where you're coming from, and I don't agree with that. No, I got a call from my daughter. Sorry. No, I get where y'all are coming from. I can see why you wouldn't consider that fiscal conservatism, but people as a whole are grown. We're paying more as a country, but we're also increasing what we're getting.
We're increasing what?
Nothing but bills.
I mean, our overall net value.
Josh, like we're in Dallas. Gas went up almost $1.15 over the last week and a half. Gas is at $3.20 right now, bro. And last week it was at $2.20, $2.30.
Bro, wait. We're also in Dallas, but our increase always happens like this.
Let me know.
Getting back into it. So, you started off saying that, it was, you think that the things that Obama is known for is because of the gay rights. And then you went from that to saying, oh, well, people don't rock with them, not because of that, but because of some fiscal conservatism stuff. And then you ended with saying, I
tell you about Obama's fiscal conservatism. The only fiscal thing about Obama that most conservatives don't like is the taxes that overall come up when it comes to Obamacare. Like that's a real statement.
Okay, so do you understand how the budget works?
Yes.
Okay, so if the budget keeps on increasing and taxes are going down, how is that getting paid for?
I mean, it's getting paid through like increases in costs generally.
How does it increase? How does inflation pay for the? How does that work?
Tears. Let me help you out, Josh.
Tears.
That's what they said on Fox. That's what they said on Fox News. Say tears.
Right. Hey, President Ron, let's do the impeachment hearing.
We got a couple of more votes. We need 40 more votes to make the impeachment official. We need 40 more votes to make the impeachment.
About to be a situation.
Yeah, I'm trying to get impeached. Okay. I want to go down in history as the first person in SBG to get. We know.
Hold on, let me read a couple of these chats and we get back into why he's frozen. Are you there, Diva? Not sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aaron to Lucas, $5. The tariffs accomplished exactly what they were supposed to. It forced other countries to renegotiate trade deals, which long-term helps American jobs.
Wow, that was crazy.
Aaron's another slurper.
That's not important. That's not important.
Him and either man.
And make sure y'all mute up while we reading, so that we can address any super chat you want to address after we finish reading them. Just let Diva finish reading them, please. Thank you.
Please and thank you. Phil James won $10. The Department of War Secretary was not only a Fox News commentator, he also served in the military. Tulsi Gabbard was on committees in Congress related to intelligence. Do a little bit of homework.
Damn.
I got
Excuse
you.
us.
Aaron to Lucas, $5. The problem is what?
Yeah, was this one? Sorry.
Oh, okay. Aaron to Lucas, $5. I agree. Pete and McMahon are unqualified. Tulsi was qualified, though. She served on multiple related committees while in Congress.
Do you want to address any of the super chats, AR?
I want to address it.
Yeah, but
here's the thing.
All right, my bad, Brownsville.
Yeah, because the problem that y'all are having is y'all don't understand that even though you might be partially correct, that they have some qualifications. What y'all are missing is that compared to their predecessors, they are the most unqualified in those positions than any other person who ever served in those positions. So even if you point out that Pete Hegg said, yes, he was in the military, he wasn't a 4-star general. And in the history of our country, when it comes to the Secretary of Defense or the Secretary of War, however you want to call them, predominantly, they were all former 4-star generals. And if you go with Tulsi Gabbard, she might have served on some committees in relation to intelligence, but she doesn't have any experience when it comes to making decisions related to intelligence. So they are still unqualified when you consider the qualifications of their predecessors. I need y'all to get more informed. Peace and love.
Also, before AR go, with the gas app, it says Trump tax cuts only benefits the top 1%. Okay, AR, what you want to address?
That's absolutely false.
Yeah, just to hang it up on this portion. So, Shadow, are you, since you kind of went over into the fiscal conservative aisle, are you saying that those that vote based off of the Bible first and everything else second? That was really the original question. Do you think that they should be voting for someone that breaks more of the 10 Commandments or someone that breaks less?
I'd say less. That's fair.
Someone that goes against Jesus's teachings more often than not, or someone that goes against them less often?
Personally or presents?
What'd you say?
Personally or presents? Somebody whose personal life
someone
shows.
That you can, someone that, yeah.
Are you asking for somebody who can be a model or somebody who can actually still preach the teachings? And keep in mind, those can be two different.
We can say either or. You can say both or either or.
I mean, if you support the teachings, I would still vote for you, even if you don't necessarily follow the teachings to the letter that you should.
And now what about the other?
Even if you're a backslider, but you still believe in the teaching of Jesus, I'll still support you.
And what if it was the opposite?
If it was somebody who actually lives, if it's somebody who lives the life but doesn't necessarily preach it the same, then I would go for the person who's preaching it over the person who's living it, because there are people who.
Well, that doesn't even apply in this situation because Obama was a Christian. So
yeah, Obama was a Christian anyway.
Yeah.
But again, I supported Obama.
So when you look at that, and by your own admission, Trump fails at that more than Obama does. So if for the religious people, they should be voting for Obama, but we don't see that. We see them criticize and call Obama the Antichrist when he was president, and then you
But
kind of
Trump never beat Obama. That's why I don't understand this
See what I'm
argument.
saying?
We chose Obama.
We don't have much expectation for you to understand anything. So
No,
you
the
saying you
whole-
don't understand, you don't even have to say you don't understand the argument. We already assume.
But we literally chose Obama over Trump.
That's great. So Shadow.
So
So when
your
we're
whole
talking
point
about
is
these
void.
people, okay. No, you again have a lacking of comprehension.
No, because you're comparing
we're
two
talking
things.
about
The American people, when you put apples to apples, when you say, who did we choose? The American people, Obama or Trump? We chose Obama.
you don't understand the double. Do you understand what a double standard is?
No, you making
Do
this
you
false
understand?
equivalency.
Because I insult your intelligence.
I know you do that all the time. You
lack
gonna keep
it, and so
doing
I'm
that.
going to ask you, and so maybe you can prove me wrong. Do you understand what a double standard is?
Yes, I understand what a double standard is.
Do two people have to be running against each other for a double standard to occur?
But did they run against each other, AR?
Do they have to be running against?
No.
This is why you prove my point.
Hold on.
Okay, so we're talking about double standards.
Hold on, I
We're talking about
answered your
double
question.
standards.
See, this is what AR do.
This isn't for you. This is me and Shadow.
I
This was a me and
literally
Shadow
answered your
conversation.
question.
It had nothing to do with you.
Because what you're
wanted to
doing
speak
is
to me. I don't
you're
want to speak to you.
comparing two things that happened. Did Obama run against Trump?
Can you bring Shadow back so I can finish the conversation with Shadow?
Did Obama?
This wasn't a conversation. Edaman can get his
talk to
next.
Okay.
Obama didn't run against Trump, right? I don't
Yes, he
remember
did.
that.
He actually
Obama
did.
didn't run against Trump.
No, yes,
Shadow.
he did.
So Shadow. So
He didn't choose to run. He didn't even get the Republican nomination that year.
So Obama
Oh,
and
you talk about
Trump didn't run against each other.
right. He ran against Hillary. If that's what you're talking about. But
Didn't even qualify to go against Obama because Obama was a better person.
what?
We may not have agreed with his We may not have agreed with his politics, but a lot of
Whatever.
black voters voted for
They didn't run
Obama.
against each other. There was no ticket. There was no
Trump did not
election
run.
where we had where Obama was a Democrat nominee and Trump was a Republican nominee. I don't even know what you're talking about right now. It's irrelevant.
They
All right,
make
hold on.
shit
All right,
up.
let me address the cat as a cash app towards Shadow. Shadow, how does Trump tax cuts benefit you?
As I just explained earlier, when the tax cuts actually happen, I actually make around 400 because I work 62-ish hours a week. All that overtime that's now untaxed, including the fact that Texas does not have actual income tax, I make almost $300 to $400 more a week in just released tax revenue, not including what I'm making my taxes on tips. I've actually benefited significantly from these tax cuts as again, now as a middle-class American. Yeah, I actually am benefiting from it. That's why I'm telling you, when you say it only affects the top 10%, that's not real.
You guys
If
see,
it's not affecting you, you don't make overtime.
yeah, Shadow might not. I think he's right on that only because I'm retired, but on the other side of me, my spouse, they're getting more money now. I'm not going to speak what type of work he does, but they took out the taxes for their job and some other stuff, and it went up. I'm not going to go into details, but
be careful. They go attack you. They go attack you if you tell the truth.
Well, but
careful.
the truth is the truth. I can honestly be like, I can see the difference. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but it balances out
So
because the gas prices, grocery prices, rent prices.
Wait, I'm trying to
does.
understand what they
But
mean.
if prices increase and you get a little bit back on your tax return or whatever.
I mean, we're in the same city.
No, we don't have to. Shadow. You didn't answer the question earlier.
Right now. Oh,
You
sorry.
didn't answer the question earlier. No,
trying to
how are you
understand
paying if the budget is increasing because the budget is it's a federal budget?
Fair,
right?
No, but
And
you answer his previous. Don't let him gaslight you. He need to address that. You said how the taxes was actually affecting. You got support from EG.
Shadow, did I ask you how the taxes are personally helping you, or the tax benefits have helped you? Did I ask you that?
It was a super.
No,
it was
super tax.
it was the money.
Yeah, but he answered that.
No, we need a knowledge.
Yeah. Well, AR is saying that he answered it, that he want to get back to his form of.
Oh, he just want to go talk to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more enjoyable than listening to you talk. If his connection wasn't trash.
No, I'm jumping back and forth through Uber.
Okay, so federal budget, taxes go down. How does the federal budget get paid for when taxes
Generally
are going
through
down?
taxes. It still gets paid for
taxes,
through the residual. It still gets paid for through A, residual taxes, B, taxes through sales taxes in a lot of major states. Like there's a number of ways it can happen.
The federal budget doesn't get paid for by sales taxes in your local area.
I thought when the states
when you have the budget increasing at an astronomical rate and taxes going down, maybe it benefits you today, but your children, and later on, 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 20 years from now, that check comes due. You have to pay, or not the check, the bill comes due. Yeah, the bill comes due. Right. So if you're lowering taxes and increasing the budget, and you're creating a bigger difference between the two, between the money, the income you're getting, and the money you're spending, it's real simple. You can think about it in your personal life. If you're spending $1,000 and you're only making $800, and then you decide, hey, I'm only going to make $500 now, and I'm going to spend $1,200, you're creating a bigger divide. How does that get addressed?
So here's the issue: had Doge not been interrupted, that would have solved the problem. We would have been able to run. Hold on, wait a minute, y'all. Again, y'all are too quick to try to cut me off and then say I'm not explaining myself. Had the extra money we weren't spending been saved into tax revenue that we didn't need to send out anyway, are the extramarital affairs that we were paying for, then that in itself would have decreased that budget into a surplus.
Okay, that's fine. So, who was the head of Doge?
Musk. What about?
Okay, and what did he have to say about the quote unquote big beautiful bill?
I don't remember right now.
He said it was a catastrophe. It was terrible.
Right. He was against it.
Okay.
So if the person that is in charge of efficiency is telling you that this bill is terrible for efficiency, for spending, and for addressing the crisis that we're in with the national debt, then what is that? What does Doge have to do with anything? That still says that the president who said that this is his bill, that still says the president said this is his bill and he wants it passed. I guess you can't hear me.
There he goes.
Can you hear me?
So what you said? Yeah, I can't know.
Okay, so if Doge, who's head of, if Musk, who's head of Doge, which is what you're, saying is, was going to solve all of our ills, even though it wasn't, but let's just say it was. If the head of that department is saying that this bill is terrible for national debt and for efficiency, then shouldn't you also be saying that? And shouldn't you be saying, hey, who is trying to pass this bill? And the person trying to pass this bill is not a fiscal conservative?
No, what happened was he started taking money from him too.
Nobody's talking to him, and he's still.
It's okay.
It's crazy.
Listen, I will be impeached in 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, you can say what you want. But the point that I'm saying, while I'm sitting as vice president for the next 10 minutes, he was upset that he was taking money from. He was also taking money from Eli Company. That was the problem that they had. That's why he was upset with what was going on.
Just make up shit. They just say anything.
He does. It's like talking to a toddler that's not trying to get caught in a lie. They just make shit up.
All right, so I got a cast up. It says, Sharon, please Google who Trump tax cuts benefits. So I did that. Who gains the most? The richest 1% of Americans receive the largest average tax cut, about $8,850 in 2026. The group sees the biggest dollar value reduction because the law lowers their tax burden more significantly than for other income brackets.
Do you understand what that means, though?
That means that the ones who didn't need the break got the largest break, and those others, even though you may see a little break now, but you won't see it in a couple of years like he did his first term. His first term, when he gave breaks, people saw some money. And then the following year, you owe more money. And then the year after that, you owe way more money.
No, so say for example, Sharon, if I say I'm gonna give 10 people a 1% break, one person got $10, one person got $100, one person got $1,000, and one person got $100,000. It doesn't mean that this policy is not fair. It means that since I have more money, I can have a bigger break. But if say for example, I know that sounds crazy. If you had $100, I can't give you a $10,000 break because you don't have enough. When you start understanding how tax cuts work, you got to have the money to get the cut.
Right. Okay. So so that means the people that is at the top, the 1%, they got the biggest cut.
Yeah, I don't think we arguing that they got the biggest.
That is the argument. The argument is that the 1% got the biggest tax cut, and not the ones that need the biggest tax cut.
That wasn't the argument. The argument was they was the only one that benefited from it.
Right. That was the argument that other people, that if you won the 1% or you didn't get any. Nobody else got anything, and that can't be true.
No, it say who benefited the most.
Oh well, yeah.
That wasn't the original. The original was saying that only the 1%. Go back to this.
So Shadow, how does tax cuts benefit you? Was the first question, and then Trump's tax cuts only benefits the top 1%. Those are the
only. That's the point that we telling you. It doesn't only benefit. Do they get the biggest benefit? Yes. But it didn't only. If you just look at if anybody's filing taxes right now, when they increase the standard deduction, that benefit majority of Americans.
No, and I already explained, but you want to ignore me. Yes, just because you got some money now, you're gonna pay that money back. Then look at what's going on with the gas prices, the grocery prices, electric. So you really not getting anything, right? Because everything going up.
And also that, so Edelman, all right, so we know the top 1% benefit. Who do you think this tax cut hurt the most?
I think the tax cut hurt the people who don't have money.
So it hurts low and middle income households.
No, not middle income. When
I
say no,
it's literally, it says, okay, go
ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. You're right. You're right, Vice President. I'm sorry. It's your show. Please forgive me.
And it kind of goes to what AR is saying, right? These similar tax cuts are more affected by tariffs, which raise consumer prices and often offset some tax savings. Also, people that's on the federal assistance programs may negatively affect them by funding cuts tied to them as well, and with reductions of SNAP benefits. So low and middle class households are affected the most. So it benefits high income and it affects middle and low income in a negative way. So yes, the only person that's benefiting off of it is the top dogs.
All right, well, I'm just telling you what I've seen. I know Shadow benefit and nigga been supporting. He never support before Trump came in office, but he went over here for his defense. But I'm just saying, I see a lot of people keeping money and they have the option to spend it the way that they want to.
That's crazy.
I thought you didn't see that benefit until after you do file your taxes. Now you saying something that I haven't heard.
I filed my taxes. Business owners are really benefiting right now.
I'm glad that you said that because that's BS too. But Sharon, please Google who Trump tax cuts benefits. I just went over it. That, so hopefully you did hear me. So no, it benefits the small business owners that is buying equipment, right? Like if you buying equipment and stuff like that, I would say yes. But
or inventory. You mean inventory
right.
too? Okay,
that is right. So only those, Ben, and we know a lot of small businesses do not have inventory at all. So, but like, and it is okay for us just to be honest about it. It helps and it benefits the top 1%. The people that's in low to middle class, it is not a good look for them, and it is okay to be honest about it.
So
now,
do you
somebody
believe?
in the chat, guys, made a point about utilities did go up. So what Bon was saying, I kind of get like, okay, yeah, some people getting bigger paychecks. Because I was thinking, I can't get taxes. I don't qualify to get taxes back. But for the people who do get some back, okay, yeah, the taxes are like this now. Some people paychecks in certain professions are noticing it's a little bit more heftier lately, and we're not going to pretend it's not. Those of us with real estate property and some things going on good there, it's looking nice, and we like that, but we're not going to pretend.
Right.
Back to what Bob was saying, the other stuff done went up. The groceries are awful. Shout out to the chat, whoever put utilities up. I don't know how they tripled my power bill. It's forever in the last, since I've had kids, but they're grown out of the house. It still never went over a certain amount because of my usage. And all of a sudden, I'm paying double what I do in power, and I'm not using double electricity. So it's like, really, guys? So it's other ways where, okay, this went up, but I'm paying more here. So what she was saying was, it's almost like a look at here, but I'm gonna take here, and it still come out to be like,
I just got one question though.
Look what's going on with
hold on, y'all. Let me read this. We're gonna read this. Bomb go, then Eat a Man go, and let me just Navish and Dollars know the construction industry did not benefit a lot. Maybe if you into steel, you might have benefited somewhat, but as a totality, the construction industry has not benefited. We gotta pay more in everything. PhD, are you there?
I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
Hulu live streaming $369, $10. Sharon, if I get back an extra $1,000 in tax cuts, but my grocery bill increases by $100 a month, that's $1,200 extra my bill is costing me, which means the tax cut doesn't matter. That's just one bill.
Wow, great point. It's a great point. And I think that's the part that a lot of people are missing, right? So we'll go with Bomb Cherry, Eat a Man.
Okay, so I know with the electric, what has happened is these companies want to put these facilities in our areas, right? And then they want us to pay their bill, though, right? Their electric bill. So it's that AI stuff, the amount of energy in order to have AI, they're passing that cost on to us.
And Bomb is 100% right, but but what we do is he act like that increase came from the government.
But the government is the one that's allowing that. You know,
right? Oh, no. Listen, so the government is I think when AI came, they didn't understand what AI was going to do. I really think they did.
About that. I'm talking about the policies that they put in place, allowing these companies to do this. They can listen. If it's that company's bill, then why are we paying their bill?
Absolutely, you're 100% right. I believe that we need to hold these companies accountable, and what I'm looking at the conversations in Congress is that they're finding ways that they want to hold them accountable. They're even trying to put restrictions on AI right now. Based on the conversation, but it's just a conversation. Conversation is just fancy for they ain't did nothing yet. So you're absolutely right. We got to stop that because they are passing the buck on to the consumer. But what I'm saying is that was going to happen regardless if Donald Trump was in office or not. These data centers. So that's the point. And sometimes we're trying to hold him accountable for. We knew these data centers was coming for the last. So you
Trump
think that
is the one reversed some of these things that was in place that was protecting the consumer. He reversed it, and this is where we are.
So I just want to make sure I understand your take. You believe that AI in the data center would not have came and did these things if Donald Trump was not the president?
I'm not sure what you mean. Data center could be there. That doesn't mean they passed the price on to the consumer. I am saying Donald Trump is for the corporations. He have reversed some things that was in play where they couldn't do this. Even with our credit score and different things like that. He's doing a lot of things that's against the regular.
Oh, but so here in Washington, we have always, this is not new. I just maybe Washington's different. This have been a conversation in Washington for the last 10 years of us paying for these data centers. So this is not a new issue that you think that some law change. We've been paying for data.
Listen, you the one who don't know what I'm talking about, which means you don't know what you're talking about.
No, I'm telling you that.
I don't know why you're talking about we in Washington. Like, I didn't even know you was in Washington. I thought you was somewhere else, but okay.
He talking about up this Washington State, not Washington D.C. And also, and also let me get this Cash App question before you go back at it. Bomb. It says Trump tax cuts for workers expired after 2025. Go ahead, Bomb.
Oh, that was for me?
No, that was just I just wanted to
okay.
address the Cash App in real time.
Yeah, which tax cut? Because he just signed something just last year, right? Just like not even a year ago. So the tax cut that he gave his first term, yeah, just expired. But he just signed the big what do you call it? The big beautiful bill.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I think we just hashed it out that it's not benefiting low income or middle class individuals, which is the majority of America. Yeah. So maybe you missed it, Shadow. I guess he missed it. So while you believe that it's benefiting you because you got more money in your pocket, but since you're spending more, it's not actually benefiting you the way how you think it is. That's the issue that a lot of people are missing. So yeah, you got an extra $1,000 in your tax cut, but if you pay an extra $1,200 for the year, it doesn't make sense.
No, and I get that, but what I'm saying is that's the imaginary part. The part that, like, I don't look at money from, like, me, you have had money conversations before. I'm not looking at it from a, hey, instant gratification. I'm looking at cost versus effectiveness of what that money's doing. I look at the actual value of the money that I'm spending at the time that I'm using it, what I'm getting versus what I'm putting out. And what I'm telling you is what I'm getting outweighs significantly, despite everything else that's happened since, it still outweighs significantly what I'm putting out. It is not absent what you're saying. And I live in Dallas. I'm telling you that number, what y'all are presenting versus what is actually happening in real time is not the same.
Wow.
Yeah, this is crazy. I just heard a story just today when somebody in Texas, he owned a gas station and he was MAGA, like super MAGA fan, where he reduced his costs to under $2 a gallon just to make a point pro Trump, right? He was saying, hey, there's gas less than $2 in our area because he had to file bankruptcy now because he lost over $300,000 giving people that gas for less than $2 a gallon.
But yeah, but gas prices is more local than you think. Like, it's a lot of local taxes. Like, it's a reason you go to California, it's so much higher.
Don't miss the point though. Like that's fine that it might be a local situation.
Yeah, he was crazy. Why would he just do that's bad business?
It's not just no. So the problem is that like when we try to now, she was talking to the overarching point what's happening in America. You want to focus on just that one person, right? But she was using that one thing just as an example to what is happening throughout the country. So for example, like Shadow's talking about, hey, he got a significant amount of money, but a lot of places in New York, if your bill was $2,000 in electricity, it jumped up to it jumped into like almost $10,000.
Yes, I was high.
So that's what we have in the conversation about, like how the jump is astronomical. So we cannot say because I got an extra $1,000, but I'm paying the extra $2,000 that we got more money. It doesn't equate. So when she used the example of the gas station, like, hey, he was for it. On paper, it looked all great, but what happened was that he wound up spending more money than he was getting in for the gas. So he was actually paying people to use his gas.
No, the point that I was making is the data centers was coming good. If we was under the last tax code, we still would have these high bills with less money. And now we got more money with these high bills. Like, we got to get to this point that the data centers was coming. I'm telling you, this thing that the data center just manifested in the last two.
I'm not talking about the data centers.
But that's the problem.
No, I am talking about the cost. Listen, if a company comes into your area, they're supposed to pay their own bills. It's like I pay my own electric bill, my own water bill, own mortgage, garbage and all of that. They should come in and pay their own bills. But that's not what they're doing because they are allowed to pass their bill on to the consumer.
I'm telling you.
Hold on one second, Edie, man. Not only that, so I also got, you know what? Go ahead, Todd. I'm gonna see if I can find it and pull it up.
Yeah, but that's what I'm telling you. Is company have been passing their bills on for years. Like I'm telling, like if you in a place that have a lot of data centers, like I don't know if y'all understand how Seattle infrastructure is. They have been passing this bill on for a long time. Like this is not a new concept because they quote unquote states that hey, this is a benefit of the public, so the public should pay for it. This is not a new concept.
Yeah, but
All
I
right,
just
and
find it funny how.
all right, so it's not a new concept. So what should Donald Trump should be done? We should get our bills increased by double, 3 times.
No, I think we're doing the right steps. Congress need to go ahead and pass a law that they put restrictions on data centers and have a. Hey,
this is kind of crazy. All right, so somebody did send me that Donald Trump is trying to attempt to have a meeting with these AI leaders and everything. It's a whole hour-long video, so we're not gonna be able to watch it today. I'm gonna have to go ahead and parse that out. Thank you for that. But I'm gonna have to check it out.
So when Donald Trump have meetings with businesses, what normally happens? They give him money, and then he lets them get away with what they want. Because that's not how the government's supposed to work. The government shouldn't be having meetings with all company owners, right?
Well, y'all saw that oil that was seized. I was watching that meeting until they kicked us out. But that oil that was seized when they sent those missiles over there and got the oil in the ships for Trump, the DV, they have a hosted meeting with oil business owners for first dibs, which bonds right. Somebody wanted to be in favoritism. The way they were seated in that meeting, you could tell they were sitting in a type of hierarchy who's more preferred to the back, and they were getting ready to bid on why they should be able to go over there and mine for oil in the very place that has been dominated by Trump and his administration, and how to divvy up the oil that he had. He was like, I'm like, wow, this is what type of high level trapping is this? You divvying up the break like you breaking the pie down. Yeah, I know I'm speaking a little trap talk, but y'all understand where I'm going. He was basically divvying up and trapping out the oil that they stole and giving territory to go over there and set up shop and make more. And that is definitely not what's the word I'm looking for, y'all? Politically correct thing to do, but he did it anyway, and no one was going to stop him. But I was in here at a meeting, and the guys was like, "I think you should pick me because my company, we got a lot to bring to the table." They were straight up trapping out the oil, y'all. It was unbelievable. And then at some part of the show, Trump said, "Okay, we're going to get the press to leave. The rest of this and the numbers we discussed isn't for the public. This is our business, so y'all can leave." And the video ended, and I watched that, and I'm just like, "Wow, how do you?" What type of trap star? What type? It was basically the same thing your I would say a kingpin would do with other things. They're gonna take the product, divvy it up, break it down, and then put people on certain territories to continue hustling that product out. And I just thought this is what I said elite crime. When I said the word elite, this is not just white collar crime. This is elite white collar criminal crime. That's all
Okay, and let me address the Cash App. Says Google when tax cuts expired for the working class. Okay, so I did. So these provisions expire at the end of 2025 unless Congress renews them. This means working class households will see higher tax rates, a smaller standard deduction, a reduced child tax credit starting in 2026 if no extension is passed.
I'm just confused that whenever it's Trump and he's in office and prices are high, Edelman and Josh want to, oh, it's the companies, it's this reason. But when Biden was in office, oh, it's Biden's fault the reason why inflation is so high. It's Biden's fault the reason why eggs are so high. It's Biden's fault the reason why all these bills are so high. It's just like keep that same energy. It's Trump's fault the reason why we have all these issues that we're dealing with today.
Biden was literally helping and throwing shit at the wall, bro. Like, we can actually, here's the thing, no, you can actually look at everything the Biden administration threw money at that was not related to the American, to the American. Why?
Did we not have? Did we not have?
Don't tell me what to do.
Everything we do is done for a reason. And Trump, what are you saying? What policy you know that he has?
I just put my seatbelt on. Who's that, Bond?
All right. So while you think about that question, think about what was asked. Aaron Tulis with the 2 ball. What's different between Trump and other presidents? Aaron Tulucas, sounds like business as usual with corporations. Go ahead. So
corruption, he said.
I misspoke.
Yeah.
Sounds like business as usual with corruption. Thank you, Bomb.
You're welcome.
So answer Bomb's question and then also answer what's the difference between other presidents and Trump. Go ahead. Do you remember Bomb's question?
No, I don't remember Bomb's question. That's why I need to catch up on.
Name a policy, either a policy that you know he passed, right? Because he's been in there for over a year now. And name one that he mentioned before he got in that he stood on, that he stuck with.
Are we talking about Trump specifically, or we're talking about Biden?
We talking about Trump.
No, I just didn't understand. I thought we did a comparative analysis. The big beautiful bill, the tax cuts on overtime and tips. Yeah, that was a policy that he's won on, and then continued. The mass deportation efforts, which is why everybody's protesting him, he ran on that, and he's doing it. That's why people are protesting it, because he's doing it at the rate he said he's going to do it. He was like, I'm getting them out in the way that I expect, and I'm going to make sure it happens. And we just don't like the way he's making it happen. So,
do we have any active military in the
yeah.
group, you guys? Any active military? I know some of you all are former, but active military is doing well right now. They got that little increase. I shout out to my son out here serving the United States Air Force. He got an increase. I don't know what part of the policy they went in, but that was brought to the
policy.
I'm not for Trump, but I'm just saying I can see what things work, and I can see a lot that was like awful. But I mean,
I can tell you that Trump gave less, so every year military we get an increase, right? And Trump didn't give as much of an increase that they would have gotten if he wouldn't have cut that. Okay, so yes, we got less because of Trump, not more.
I don't know. I know what his money looked like and what they went up, and that was a pretty good increase. I don't know what retired. I don't know, but I'm saying the active military right now, who's currently serving and overseas and where else, they're getting more money. So they really are.
They get them. I already told you we get more money every year.
Okay. Well, that was quite a nice increase. I don't know what yours look like, but that was a pretty noticeable increase in my son's income.
I can assure your son ain't getting as much as I get, honey.
Well, you're not active. You're not United States Air Force, and you're not active.
No, but I am retired, though. I am retired.
So then, why would he be getting? You didn't also do 20-year retirement. You don't even like. What are we doing here? But
I don't have to do.
I don't know why you're comparing what you're making to what a young man who's 23 making. He shouldn't be making more than you. You've lived 5 times longer than him. But
okay, but what I'm saying, the way
whose son make more like
listen, you don't understand what you usually say, and then my response, and then you act like I'm the one who did something wrong. Okay. You didn't do nothing wrong either. But my comment, don't act like I'm attacking you or your son. That's not what happened. But you did say that I mentioned that every year for 20 plus years that I've been getting a check from the military. You understand? 20 plus years, right? That's why I would get more than him. I get it. I told you that we've always gotten more, but I also said that Trump cut the percentage of the increase that we would have gotten, and that's what I said.
Okay, I can understand. I wouldn't know that. I received that. Like, if you know that usually y'all would go up, I don't know, 15% every year, and let's say this year it was 13. I don't know that. So okay, I don't know.
That's all I was saying.
I don't know what percent. I know how much percentage he got. I'm not gonna, but I don't know what it normally is. I mean, I just said that, active. That's why I said active military. Your money, I know it should have went up right at that time a few months ago. I get the same increase that he gets every year.
Okay. The active duty is no different. The increase that you get every year will be the same. Not the amount of the money, the percentage. Okay. And that's what I said. Trump cut that. He made a lot of cuts in order to get his money for that big, beautiful bill. He made cuts to regular things that would help most of us to help the 1%. And that's all I was saying. Okay.
Excuse me. First of all, whoever's in the chat. First of all, I am going to speak with my son. My son is over here training in that pilot program, and I work very hard for that Black young man. Okay, to go into the Air Force without a tattoo, never smoked a cigarette, never drank a beer, made the score that is kind of high to get in the United States Air Force. He was perfect, and that was not easy to do because they don't even want you to have a dang on visible ink showing, smoke a cigarette, alcohol, drugs. He has none of that and was able to get in. He over there in Germany doing his thing, driving a foreign, and he's only turning 23. So yeah, I will speak on him. I will let you know what I birthed up out of this womb. And I will congratulate him and the rest of our sons out here who are not up on this internet trolling, selling dope on the corner, hiding Cooter Brown, a drunk, a degenerate, and a gambler. We are going to see you the type of person I don't like, because you don't want to see a brown young man get up here, do air traffic. Why don't you go be an air traffic controller? Why don't you go over there and see, can you do it? Let's see, can you make that score to get up in there? But I pray that you can't. So you, instead of hating in the chat because either you couldn't do it or your sons aren't do it or your mama didn't raise you to be a successful brown man of color, don't come telling me what not to say. I'm gonna let the whole world know what mine do when they're doing well. Okay.
Congratulations, Queen. Congratulations to you.
Like, why would anybody just stop telling it? No, that's what we're supposed to do. Instead of us telling everybody who's selling dope, who got the best loud, who over there drinking on their breath, instead of us always putting that up. The minute somebody say, oh, the positive that y'all are doing, men of color, somebody want to say, well, we don't want to hear that. Why are you talking about that? Why aren't we? Why are we not celebrating when our race is doing some great things? Y'all want to demonize us for what? Doing the right thing again, going back to what somebody's AR had said. Doing the right thing, be like, don't speak on that. Don't be talking. No, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna be loud and proud. How about that? Now you go somewhere and make an accomplishment. You go out there and do air traffic control. You make those scores. You stay drug free. You stay well, he probably having a drink or two now, but you stay cigarette free, alcohol free, black and mild free. Don't come up in here with your Newport and your goddamn on GED trying to diagnose my parenting. How dare you? Okay, I digress.
So back
Yeah,
to
shout out to yourself.
So because I just looked it up, right? The tax. I just looked up. I just looked up the no taxes on overtime, and somebody up here said that they seen a significant amount of money, right? But it just started, and you're not gonna see that until next year. So when you say that you see it now, I'm not understanding, because I'm reading it right now, right? And the extra taxes on no overtime is just the amount of hours in the overtime. In other words, if you have 2 hours overtime that week or 5 hours overtime that week, you're not getting taxed on that 5 hours that week, right?
Right.
And
you're not getting taxed on overtime.
On the overtime. I'm not sure I'm looking to see if you still get the time and a half, or they requiring, because I thought they took some of that stuff away.
No, you still get time and a half. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's cool. That's good. So they taking the tax off that, and then only up to a certain amount of money, and you got to qualify. So you may qualify as long as you're filing jointly, right? You got to. So everybody's not getting that tax break that we think. And then the tips. There's a small amount of people in this country, very small, who work for tips. But did y'all see everybody asking for tips now? You go and get some gas, and these motherfuckers say, hey, you can add this amount for tips. It wasn't even nobody lying.
Hey, I swiped for a Subway. I'm like, wait, asking for tips. It's like, do you want a tip? No, you're supposed to make a Subway, and I pay for the Subway. There is no service.
No service, no nothing. They asking for tips.
You ain't never lied. You buy a bottle of Advil. You say, do you want a tip? No, I bought that Advil already in Crete. What is y'all doing? So everybody asking for tips. Like, unbelievable. That machine said, do you want? No.
Josh, it's time for you to leave the conservative party, bro. I'm sorry, man. But you put us you and MAGA put us in this position today. My gas bill is skyrocketing because of you, bro. My food bill is skyrocketing because of you, bro. Like,
bro, stop.
It's time for you to switch sides, bro.
If I let you get turned off, Kulu, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I won't be on the internet. I might be outside with my cell phone.
You could be like them other people who say, "I ain't gonna be able to go live, y'all, unless y'all send me money for my lights." You can be like them ratchet bees over there in that raggedy sector who come on and beg for utility bill money, Wi-Fi money, maxi pad money, and everything you can think of. Just do that.
That
just
bill went from $300 to $800, y'all. $800 for electric.
Woo!
Wait, what? Now hold on. Now, wait. What did you say? Your electric?
And I would love, and let me just say this: I would love if YouTube was applied in this whole tip thing, but it is not. It would be nice if it was. But it isn't.
YouTube just don't let her slide with that $800.
No.
You just say your usually was $800.
Yes, 8 for 1 month.
For how many months?
One.
Hold on now, Bomb, come on now. How much was the run?
Yes, it's the double plus.
Yes. Over here on the East Coast, it's like that.
Oh, it's not like that everywhere on the East Coast. Let's relax.
But Bomb down south like me.
Shit right there.
No, I'm not north. I'm in Delaware.
I don't know why I thought you was in
The same shit. All that up there is the same shit.
So up north, y'all
Exactly,
paying
yeah.
$800
Ain't like that down here.
regular power bills. Well, y'all making me feel real good about Alabama right now, and we the murder capital.
It's true.
I guess
Josh,
I'll
there's
take
a guy.
each other over the
Josh,
goddamn.
there's a guy.
State in the union.
If somebody got to get to work every now and then for me to have a low power bill, I take out dirty Alabama because I know we on the murder capital.
Hey, there was a clip on Fox News.
My power bill for the month that it froze over was $113. I don't know what the hell y'all are talking about.
Well, me too. Come on, shout out that free.
That is crazy. I can't get that.
Shit. Hey, listen, I ain't gonna lie, man. Like y'all, I know people got mad at me a couple of days ago when I was talking about how the difference in down south, but yo, it is a huge.
It's nice.
Yo, I can't. Yeah, I'm not saying.
Car insurance,
bro. When I hear about what y'all pay for car insurance up there, when my girl told me her brother's paying $600 in car insurance, I'm like, that's insane because I'm paying. Well, he's obviously younger, but I was never paying anywhere near that much, even when I was below 25. You know,
our car insurance is $700.
Yeah, that's insane.
Right.
That's at Northeast.
$65. I pay $65 a month on insurance, and that's on 2 vehicles.
Did I miss Eda Man's conviction? He got convicted,
no,
right?
we got we only 2 votes away on Eda Man's impeachment, so we can make a decision. 2 votes away.
Oh, hey, please.
Vote against it.
Who hasn't voted yet? I was the first one to vote.
And there was a video, Sharon, on Fox News. Trump was in a barbershop, and one of the guys was speaking to Trump, saying, "My electricity bill jumped from $2,000 to $10,000," and Trump was like, "Wait, what?" You know what I mean?
Crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I think he was saying that happened under Biden, though. I don't think they were saying that.
Who on the panel just driving around with just liability and ain't got full coverage? Can you identify yourself? Because
That's $65 liability only.
No, I'm also almost 40.
And how much you paying?
I paid $65 a month. My liability was $25. My liability was $25
for full coverage.
Are your premiums maxed out?
Wait a minute. Who are you using? Look, who are you using for insurance? So $65 a month for full coverage.
Shit.
Keep in mind, I'm still paying for this truck.
Like my insurance. Okay,
my insurance.
Who you use for your insurance company, so I can go over there and search their rates because it's $65 for full coverage. I'm doing something wrong, and I want to save me some. I can save a couple $100. So just let me know.
I'll put you in the back.
Yeah, do that.
Why you underpaying 99 votes?
We ain't trying to do no free promotion over here. But I would like to.
That amount of money, we all want to know. Gee.
Yeah, somebody paying $88 for full coverage. Wait a minute.
The amount that I pay includes the home insurance and a few other things, but
John,
it's still
can you
high.
please do a panel one day and everybody so we can find out who's got the cheapest insurance, so we can just quit going in there putting all our numbers in and doing wasting time. Whoever got the cheapest insurance, can we all do that? Because I feel a type of way. Y'all talking about
Me too. I feel a way too. I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel a way.
It's like I think I'm 102, and that's with max everything.
I'm tired.
Josh got that bootleg insurance. That bootleg, that's a major company around the corner. And when something happens to his car, it's over.
That's it. I'm done with y'all.
Yeah, we're gonna start a committee. I don't care if Diva Bomb be the chairman up under, but we're gonna start not only do we need to know these rates, we need to understand who we need to be doing business with. I don't care who color they are. I get y'all want a little black business, ain't got nothing to do with insurances, okay? This is something that affects everybody. I don't want to lose my cars. I don't want to total out and be around here. You know what you want? If you don't pay that insurance, something gonna happen. We gotta have insurance.
Okay, I'm gonna buy everybody. So committee going. I nominate Bomb or a PH for the committee chair on the cheapest rates for insurance so that we can stop overpaying, because I feel a type of way right now before we get up off of here. I got that shadow. I saw that. I'm gonna go look them up right away.
All right. PH Diva.
Yes, sir.
You got any final thoughts?
Bye, y'all. Have a great weekend.
Nothing wrong with being.
Hype me up.
Let me.